Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Drake Toll Show, John Lund in for Drake. Thank you for joining us. However you're joining us, hundreds and hundreds of radio stations across our fine country, including our good friends in Canada. Also, Sirius XM 375. I would suggest you go to Western1Sports.com. Western1Sports.com is where you can get the app where you can listen to all the shows, including our show here at the Drake Toll Show. You can listen to Black and Abdallah, which is a great show. You Better, You Bet, the Jim Rome Show, and it goes on and on and on till the break of dawn. So thank you for joining us. Also, you can go over to the Drake Toll Show YouTube channel, and you can see us live and in person. Please, no creepy stuff. That's all we ask, if you would just be cordial, but I'm not sure that could be done, but I at least tried. Addie is here. Laura is here. Good morning. How are we both doing?
I mean, I feel like this has been great. This has been great. We had a great All-Star game, great home run derby. I got second place at trivia last night. I don't know if it gets better than this, guys.
Wow. How about that? Off to a roaring start.
I took a nap.
And
so.
I got this cool medal.
What is that? Like some sort of button? Oh, it's a necklace.
For getting second place. I think they just had extra and they had to get rid of them.
Second place is the first loser. But
I know.
Whatever.
I know. We lost to a bunch of geriatrics.
That's how you know.
Wow.
That's how you know.
Yeah, that's all they do. They don't have anything else to do they? I mean, it's just,
No, they're all retired. They got a bunch of money. They got nice homes.
Yeah, exactly.
They got timeshares.
What do they got to do? Yeah. Probably looking at
out
Chat GPT for all the answers. That's all they're doing.
What
kind of trivia is it? What's the trivia? Like,
it's a whole bunch of everything. It was, like general knowledge. There's music trivia, which is where I come in handy.
Nice.
There was they give you 3 movies and you have to guess the director. That was pretty easy. One of the rounds, by the way, you had 10 minutes to deliberate. You have to just guess all the ingredients on a Big Mac. Which there was there's a song. There was a theme song. There was a whole thing back in the 70s.
That's right. There's a Big Mac song, isn't there?
There
That
is?
tells all the.
Yeah.
Let me look this up. There
someone
is.
sing
Sorry,
the
I was
song
I
for
was
me?
listening to the song "Stroking," but Big Mac song.
But I do know the ingredients. We got that in a minute.
Isn't there just any? Is there 4?
No.
No.
Let's see
there's
here.
7
Look at you. Okay, I'm waiting for something to play. We'll get to the All-Star game in just a second. But there was a song. I'm gonna see if I can play it. It's a commercial from McDonald's. Let's see. Come on, boy, this is an old commercial.
Lettuce and onion, sesame, all beef bun.
I think they're describing a big.
So there you go, right here. Isn't that it? Yeah.
Yeah, so we got everything.
Yeah, I don't know how that's coming through. Yeah, that's enough of that. Okay. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, the sesame seed bun, the sauce, the pickles, the onions, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, good morning. For those, and I knew we were going to have this conversation. It's exactly why I tried to say last week, adjust to the All-Star game, adjust to the All-Star game. Don't think it's a Game 7, this and that. Last night, because I saw this on social media, and I realized that social media is not necessarily the opinion of all people, but I knew I'd see it. I went looking for it, so maybe it's on me. But for people who don't understand what the All-Star game is, let me explain. It's the pageantry of the game. Yep, the National League only got 3 hits. Yep, the National League struck out 15 times. You can either say that you just love offense and you hate great pitching or whatever the case may be. And I understand those who are a bit frustrated because the American League got 3 runs in the first inning. Christopher Sanchez maybe was just a smidge nervous about pitching in front of the Phillies fans, all that kind of stuff. I get it. But it was all about, the kids coming in and Mike Trout being interviewed and being in the game for the first time since 2019. And just baseball's different. It's a pageantry. There's all these things going on and the fireworks and God Bless America and Ray Charles. And there's just all these things are going on. And if you don't like it, I get it. I'm not forcing it down your throat. There's certain sports. Soccer fans want you to love soccer. Hockey fans want you to love hockey. Why don't you love our sport? I don't really care what anybody else likes. If I like a movie, if I like a show, if I like a game, it's how much I enjoy it. I enjoyed it last night, but I understand the hate. And there was so much of it after the game, like this was a terrible show. We don't like Joe Davis. We don't like John Smoltz. What's this game about? I even saw people saying, bring back, Bud Selig said this means something in its home field advantage of the World Series. People wrote articles that said, pieces that said, we need more intensity, and I'm like, do we realize how big of a disaster it was when we made the game mean something and it wasn't an exhibition, right? It's an exhibition game. It celebrates baseball. That's what it's supposed to do. It accomplished the feat. And yet, even though I warned everybody last week, I wrote about this, I talked about this, everybody still, or a lot of people still have the mentality of what this game is supposed to be, and they just don't understand. And maybe, just maybe, it's a little too deep. I don't know. Maybe it's just they don't understand what baseball is and what baseball is trying to do with an all-star game. I liked it. I could be wrong. I could be in the minority. 310-840-4910. You can be our first caller of the day. And the host is not always right. In fact, very rarely am I. But I'm simply saying that I tried to forewarn you. It was exactly what it was supposed to be. You had like the Sandlot kids coming in and guys hugging them and players holding sparklers. And yeah, probably some of the players did not like holding sparklers and all. But I enjoyed every second of it. So call me crazy. Your thoughts?
No, it doesn't have to mean something. Not everything has to be this deep, elaborate thing. Oh, this is going to be the do-or-die game right here. It doesn't have to be. It's the all-star break. It's meant to be a break for the rest of the players. And if you're an all-star, it's meant for you to go out there and go have fun with the rest of the players. That's how I see it. Yes, the AL, come on now, blanked the NL because they have both of them are star players, but come on. Maybe I'm a little AL biased. I loved Philly booing Jordan.
Oh, people. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're watching the YouTube, you just held up the Astros shirt. No, but that pitching is that good. Dylan Cease from the start.
Oh yeah.
Just all the way through. By the way, and I can't admit, I love the mic'd up stuff. I really do.
Oh yeah.
But you have to mic up the right player, and so I'm able to look at this whole thing as a whole and say what went right, what went wrong. I understand what the game is, and I enjoyed it. Having said that. It was kind of cool that Dylan Cease would tell you what he was going to throw before he threw it. Shane Langoliers was trying to catch a guy he's never caught before. It was like, and Joe Davis is like, "How you doing with challenges?" He's like, "Bro, I've never caught this guy. Can you give me a break?" Or there was a couple of guys who like Schwarber had the thing falling out of his ear.
Yes.
Bryce Harper. Bobby Witt really didn't, add a whole lot. The only guy, and they should just make this, I don't know if you can't really make it mandatory, but when you have an outfielder, they're just hanging out.
Yeah.
And in PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong's a great personality. And this very game last year was like, everyone's like, whoa, PCA is really cool. And so he was talking soccer, and he's a big England fan, and he's a big Bears fan growing up, and he went to game. So they're talking about a lot of different stuff, and a ball never got to him. So he's able to just kind of relax in the outfield and hang out. But when you're talking to the battery mate, the first inning who's never pitched together, it was like, I don't know what was going on. I didn't know who was talking. Okay, not everything's perfect. I get it. I get it. And to be honest, John Smoltz is not my favorite. They don't have great commentators in baseball. I don't know why. Like they just haven't developed them, whatever the case may be. Every big game is Smoltz, and now Davis used to be Buck. That's okay. Didn't really bother me. I still get what it all is. Before people call up and go, well, they mic'd up players and it wasn't good. Okay, I'll give you that. Outside of PCA, I didn't think it was great, but at least they're trying, and they have 1,000 cameras. And by the way, people can hate on Philly all they want. Philly's a great sports town. That was cool. And the fireworks were cool. Some people don't like fireworks. I'm a fireworks guy. And they had a great, like, even the grand finale. Loved that whole thing, when the kids were coming in the deal, and they had the Sandlot thing going on, and the players were out hugging and then they did the fireworks, and they had the grand finale. That was good. Have to admit.
I'm not a fireworks person.
Oh, you didn't even like the end? You didn't like the fireworks at all?
No, I mean, it's
when they
cool.
had the overhead shots?
No, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I guess for me, like, being in person, I'm like, oh, wow. There's a firework. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. That's how I just view it. I'm just like, that's great. Like when I was at the Rockies game a couple weeks ago, I was like, it was the Friday fireworks or whatever. I was like, hey, can we go? And I was like, we got to stay there.
Everyone
we got to watch
loves
them.
Friday
we
fireworks.
got to watch them. I'm like, oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, come on. We got to wait for everybody to get on the field. I'm like, great. great. But no, yeah, I agree. It was PCA.
But last night was good, right? When you have the overhead and all that, they had the grand finale and they're shooting them all off. I mean, that's pretty good.
You got Boys to Men singing in the All-Star game. Like, that was unique.
I'm trying to stay positive. I think it's ironic that they're boys to men, which in the 80s, they were boys to men, but now they're like, old men to grandpas. I mean, I don't know what I'd call them. That was a bad dad joke. But I mean, these guys are probably in their 60s, right? They're definitely in their 60s. I mean, boys to men, you had to think when you were going to make that
ring to it. It has to be boys to men. Like, really? You're going to change your name?
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I think them singing "I'll Be There" was like where it's nothing but falsetto. I was like, oh.
Oh, look at her busting out big musical words.
I was like,
falsetto.
oh, that's unique. That's
Very
unique.
nice.
And I did mute my computer for a little bit because I was working on the rundown. I was like, okay, well, we can stop that for a second. You don't need to listen to that.
Wow.
Sorry,
See, I'm
boys
going
to
to stay
men.
positive.
Sorry,
I'm going to stay
ABC,
positive on the
DVD.
All-Star game.
I know.
Yeah. Laura, thoughts on fireworks? Are you anti-fireworks?
No,
Which is
I'm a
basically
fireworks
anti-American? Okay.
I like fireworks in person. I like fireworks when it's queued up with music. I like fireworks 4th of July. Fireworks on a Friday, every Friday, all the time. I don't know. It's bad for the environment. I don't know, guys. It's pollution, guys. Let's do something else. Is it drones?
I do like
drones is cooler now.
Yeah.
Come on, get with the
Yeah, drones
times.
are cool now. It is true though. I could see on your face you're completely down on them, Addie, but you're right. It is true that like you sell out every time. Like it's an easy one. When all the promotions people are looking at the year and saying, okay, 18 bobblehead nights, this and that, we're going to do this heritage night, that heritage night, this. If they throw in like fireworks nights are guaranteed. Like you do 5 firework nights, sold out, and people wait. Like sometimes they'll let you on the field, blanket, watch some fireworks. No, I'm not selling you at all.
It's like, wow. Yeah, I know, but I'm sitting there for 30 minutes waiting for people to get on the field for 10 minutes of pow, 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 and it doesn't even go with the music, and the music usually sucks. Like last time when I was there for 4th of July, like when I was there in Colorado, they played some song that was like, it sounded like some country AI song. It's like, they're saying the ozone layer. I'm like, what the? I'm like, guys. I'm like, what happened to the good music that I like? What happened in this country? First, I have to watch the Rockies and the Giants. First, I was subjected to abuse.
That's on you. You watched the Rockies and the Giants this year?
Well, sorry. I was in Colorado for the 4th of July, and that's who was playing. I know, and then I had to sit there and listen to some AI country to fireworks. Yeah, no, you're not selling me on fireworks.
All right. Anti-American. Fireworks are kind of like apple pie, Chevrolet, fireworks. It's not
Aren't
the song,
they
but
Chinese? I'm pretty sure fireworks are
So
Chinese.
actually, what we just learned is I'm the most American one here.
No. Where most, you can look this up. I promise you can look this up. Most fireworks in our country, I went to Utah State University, the Harvard of the West. Yeah, the Harvard of the West, if you will. It's called that. People say that. People do say that. And the majority of fireworks in our country are made in Logan, Utah.
But they were invented in China.
Legal ones or illegal ones?
No, the big gigantic
ones from
ones.
LA, I'm pretty sure are.
Well, that's a totally different story. It was unbelievable. Did you see well, you did, of course. You're in LA.
Wow.
On July 4th.
Approximately 90 to 99% of all fireworks globally are manufactured in China. So just want to let y'all know,
false.
guys.
That's false. Your AI is
Fake
wrong.
news. Wait,
I just want to let y'all know.
False.
I want to let you know that you have been corrupted by big firework.
No,
I am not a sheep. I am not a sheep.
You are totally wrong. You're saying that to fit your agenda. I see what you're trying to do already. Trying to sabotage the show. It's already happening. I'm trying. Here's just so people know. If you just tune in, I'm trying to celebrate the All-Star game. I'm trying to educate people. I'm trying to make you understand that it was a great night last night, despite the fact that the National League had 3 hits and struck out 15 times. Pitching is a thing. It's very good. There were some quirks. Yeah, some of the stuff didn't work. And then we got into the fireworks. And the 2 ladies that I'm working with today are anti-firework, which is basically anti-American. That's
No,
all
no,
I'm
no,
saying.
no. John works for the firework government. He works for big firework.
All right, here's what we'll do. Another thing that we disagree on, and I wasn't here yesterday, so we've got to go back to this because the last time that we all worked together, there was I'm trying to think of the exact wording that was in there, but basically you're not a home run derby person, right? I mean, is that safe to say, along with fireworks, that
I just don't like I just don't like a lot of the production. I like the event itself.
Okay. All right, so we're going to talk about that. Plus, we put together some great sound for you. I'm not going to oversell this, but it's really, really good. I love when A-Rod gets embarrassed. We have that, and I don't understand how this can happen. Somebody's going to have to explain this to me and a couple other pieces that you need to know about. So we'll recap. We'll kind of do this in reverse order. We're going to recap some things and celebrate some more baseball. We'll do it coming up next. Drake Toll Show, John Lund in for Drake. Addie is here. Laura is here. You are here. Thank you very much on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
We know you.
Trucking, got my chips cashed in, keep trucking, like the Doodah Man, together, more or less in line, just keep trucking on.
Arrows of neon and flashing marquees out on Main Street, Chicago, New York, Detroit, and it's all on the same street. A typical city involved in a typical daydream. Hang it up and see what tomorrow brings.
Dallas got a soft machine. Houston, too close to New Orleans. New York got the ways and means and just won't let you be.
Most of the cats that you meet on the street speak of true love. Most of the time they're sitting and crying at home. One of these days they know they gotta get going. Out of the door and down to the street all alone.
Trucking like the Doodah Man once told me you got to pay your hand. Sometimes the cards ain't worth a dime if you don't lay 'em down. Sometimes the light's all shining on me. Other times I can barely see. Lately it occurs to me. What a long, strange trip it's been.
What in the world ever became of Sweet Jane? She lost her sparkle, you know she isn't the same. Living on Reds, vitamin C, and cocaine. All a friend can say is ain't it a shame?
Trucking up the Buffalo, been thinking you got to mellow slow. It takes time to pick a place to go and just keep trucking on.
Sitting and staring out of the hotel window. Got a tip they're gonna kick the door in again. I'd like to get some sleep before I travel. But if you got a warrant, I guess you're gonna come in.
Busted down on Bourbon Street, set up like a bowling pin, knocked down, it gets to wearing thin, it just won't let you be.
You're sick of hanging around and you like to travel. Get tired of traveling, you wanna settle down. I guess I can't revoke your soul for trying.
sing. Lately it occurs to me, what a long, strange trip it's been. Trucking, I'm going home. Whoa, whoa, baby, back where I belong. Back home, sit down and patch my bones and get back trucking. Come on, come on.
Had a family, a wife, 4 kids, living in the suburbs. Death, taxes, Tanner Thomas long balls.
Yes, thanks for joining us. A Wednesday version of the program. Actually, I'm going to be in here the rest of the week for Drake. So get comfortable. It is the Drake 12 Show. John Lund in for Drake on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. All great things the Summer League has given us, but they're starting one trend way too early. We'll do that at 40 minutes past the hour. But we're going to kind of work in reverse order. We talked about the All-Star game in the first segment, and if you didn't like it, you just don't understand baseball. It's just that simple. By the way, you can always hit us up, 310-840-4910 on the Westwood One Sports Talk and Text line. I'm available 24/7, 365 at John Lund Radio. I'm not always right, and you can tell me where I'm wrong. I enjoy that for some weird, demented reason. All right, as far as the Home Run Derby is concerned, as we go in reverse order here, what was the exact term? I just want to be right. I don't want to label you something, Addie, that is inaccurate. So your thoughts on the Home Run Derby are what?
I love the event itself. The production every year is usually pretty bad. And this year I just didn't like how they took forever just to announce that it was Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber, because it was like, okay, cool. I'm not a Phillies fan, so I was just like, that's fine, I guess. Like, I don't care. But the event itself, this year versus years past, I loved it. I loved getting rid of the timer, only having swings. I loved it.
100%. And it worked out in the end because of the way Jordan Walker won the thing. But I would say this, and I comp this always to the slam dunk competition. And the biggest problem with the slam dunk competition is that the stars don't dunk because they don't want to get embarrassed by Max McClung or somebody like that. I understand all that. But this will never happen, but I think they should put it in that, look, if we request you in any sport to be part of something on All-Star Weekend, then you got to do it. And the players would lose their minds on it. But my point is this, is if all the great ones dunked, if everybody that you wanted to see would be in the Home Run Derby, like one of the reasons I thought this was a really good Home Run Derby is because it ran the gamut. So you had your veteran All-Stars and home team guys in Schwarber and Harper. You had young guys in Caminero, Walker, Rice, Caglione, guys like that. And you had Murakami, one of the big Japanese stars. So it really set itself up to have a bunch of stars in there and to work out well, first and foremost. Now, to just kind of harken back, because I talked about the Home Run Derby. I've attended the Home Run Derby as a media member. I got in trouble because I stole a ball from a kid. That's all water under the bridge. But in Detroit in 05, and I got screamed at, and I still have the ball to this day. But point being is that this is the way this is the way the Derby used to sound. Here's Chris Berman. Remember this?
Back.
Yeah, see, just like that. Like a duck, right? Back, gone. Back, gone. Back. He sounded like he's quacking like a duck. So I got in trouble one time because then we put firearms behind it, and people don't like when you put firearms behind Chris Berman, like back, sound like a duck, quack. And so like we were doing pull, and people.
It's a funny. It's a funny bit.
It was funny.
It's funny.
It was really like, yeah. Some people, someday, I don't know if it's the day.
That was
some
very
people just
PC
don't have a
of
sense
you
of
guys
humor.
back then. That's very.
Yeah, we laughed. We were doing a stupid Rocky morning show too, and we just quack 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 quack. So we did that. Quack quack quack. I mean, you can see. So it's gotten a lot better. It's gotten a lot better. I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to. You talked about the production of it. I don't know how you're supposed to. It's another home run, another home run, another home run. But after a while, some of these bombs, and then to have Walker. This is what made it. So Walker and Schwarber. Schwarber's the hometown guy. Walker needs 11. What did he need? 11 home runs going into that lap, and there's no way, right? I mean, there's just no way this kid's gonna get it done. And then the cool part was. And I'm going to, again, let's put sports in perspective. The guy only, quote unquote, makes like $700 and something thousand. He's going to win $1 million to do the home run derby. So for him, pretty cool. Pretty cool for him. Yeah. So this is what it sounded like at the end when Jordan Walker beat Kyle Schwarber.
Can upend the whole thing as one of the longest shots on the board with a home run right here. A homer wins it, a non-homer, and we're going to a swing-off.
Baseball is not afraid.
Wow! Is that enough? Is that enough? Jordan Walker!
Come on, baby! Yeah!
I mean, that was pretty cool. Again, people could tell me I'm crazy. 310-840-4910. That was compelling to me. I enjoyed the home run derby. It's not always that way. I understand people who don't like it. It can get slow and long at times. But to have the hometown guy that everybody wants to win and have a young kid who's not making much money and kind of announces himself. Even though some people don't think the home run derby means anything, when you're the home run champion, you kind of can walk into places like, yeah, I won the derby. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's kind of like winning the dunk. Very similar.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. And my favorite part about that entire moment was how Philly fans showing their Philly love is what they call it, booing the crap out of him. And then he's silent.
That was awesome.
Silence. And as soon as he hits that home run, it started clearing out in there because they're all fake fans. They don't actually like sports. It was clearing out.
Wow.
They cleared out. And so when they're already interviewing him, it's Ryan Howard's out there, by the way. It's like Phillies. Yeah. Guys, this is your baby. Ryan Howard is still out there giving him the chain. Stay there and listen to that. That is awesome. No, it was cleared out in there. Jordan Walker, the man that you are. I saw a post that his parents went to Harvard and MIT and how this man would be curing cancer if he wasn't good at hitting a baseball. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like, how can you not love that cool for him? How can you not love Jordan Walker winning that way? The fact that it was just that last ball and he could swing as many times as he wanted because he got a homer off of it, and that's how he won. That's insane. That was awesome. Yeah. Now, granted, this is what I'm talking about when I say production. You missed it if you watched it on TV initially because they were zoomed in on his face. So if you wanted to see the home run itself, you're gonna have to you gotta go back and go find that. But that's what I mean. We gotta figure out the camera angle still.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. And one thing, by the way, I don't know if we even mentioned it last time I was on, which I think would be hilarious, but they'd have to put the kids in the outfield in like knight armor gear or something like that. Bryce Harper was saying in the bonus, you should get an aluminum bat. Like, could you imagine if in the bonus round, these guys got aluminum bats? Ping! It's just like, it's like a cartoon. The ball's just flying out of the park. Like, I'm all for that. I'm all for whatever will entertain the people. However, let's say you hit a line drive and you didn't get under it. One of those kids is standing up there. I mean, just get out of town. You know what they'd have to be in? They'd have to, how the kids or the guys who collect range balls, and they're in like a thing, and it's like doink. They're in like a metal golf cart or whatever. It's got a cage. They're basically in a cage in a golf cart. Like, seriously, you couldn't have kids out there.
No.
I think they said that. They said that it would add, I think they said like 20 miles per hour. So imagine, because, they're hitting home run derby. So I don't know what the speeds of those balls are going. They're probably, 120, 110, 120. So you had so these balls are coming like 140 miles per hour. These kids are out there. Whee! Wham! Whammy! Just good night.
Whammy.
Like a pinball. Whammy! Oh, whammy! I mean, just like a pinball.
These
you
kids
know?
were already dropping fly balls in the outfield, guys. Like,
Oh, come on. See, you are Philly. You're ripping the Laura, look at this.
No, I'm saying you
ripping
can't
the
have an
kids in the
aluminum bat.
outfield.
We cannot have an aluminum
okay.
bat. I'm trying to protect the kids. See, you're working. You're working for big aluminum over there. You're working for big aluminum this second.
I am. Berman would just be like, "Oh, that's out of the back side of the stadium." Oh. All right, let's see. Let's see what we
Safety
can fit
first.
in here. All right.
Safety first.
All right. I'm for it. I mean, count me in. Anything to entertain the people. I mean, I don't want Billy, R.I.P. and they just bury him right in the outfield there. But they can get those. They can get those golf carts. See, for a song you said you didn't like, I don't know.
That's not that I don't like the song. I just didn't like some geriatrics singing falsetto for 4 minutes.
Wow. They're boys to men.
ABC,
Always will be young.
BBD. The East Coast.
Wow. All right. Speaking of music, this might have been. I'm not going to say this is the best moment of the All-Star break, but this is why all this stuff's cool. So Murakami, the sensational, who just came back, which is great. He'd been injured, comes over from Japan. He'd probably lead the league in homers right now if he hadn't gotten hurt. Guy's got a great personality. So to set this whole thing up, he's on the McAfee show, and he's got a translator. But a lot of these guys, and you could tell once they started kind of vibing a little bit, he knows a little bit of English, but they get nervous and they don't want to talk. They don't want to talk English and make it known. I mean, in Ichiro, it's well known that Ichiro could speak English just fine, thank you very much, but he really didn't want to talk to the media all that much, so he kind of was like, huh? I don't understand. Kind of like, I don't know, Sammy Sosa at the steroid hearings. I don't understand you. What are you talking about? Anyway, a whole nother story. We don't need to go down that road. But he's on McAfee. Murakami is on the McAfee show, and Pat McAfee asks him what kind of music he likes. And obviously music is an international language, so listen to this.
What type of music you like?
どんな音楽が好きですか？
名前がわかんないですけど、ストローキンっていう歌。
Stroking, I like stroking.
Billy Squire.
Stroking to the east. Stroking to the west.
I stroke you to the woman that I love. Yeah.
Stroking.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yes.
How awesome was that? Like right when he said it. Yeah, this is awesome. How great is this? This is what he was referring to.
I thought that was a fake song. What? And then they come up with this. I was like,
It's from the 80s. That's so good. So that's what they're referencing. That's awesome. So that's a song from the 80s. Like, how does Murakami know that song? It's amazing.
So the Southside Strokers, they do play that when they're doing AB, and if they hit home runs, the White Sox do play that song during
I did
batting
not
practice.
know that.
Yes, when they're
Really?
taking like at bats and doing batting practice. Yes, when they're practicing, they do
So
play that
that's why
song.
he likes it.
So because he's hitting bombs, he's hitting dongs to Kong out there.
Right.
Like, so he hears this song all the time.
So he's having batting. They're doing batting practice.
Yes.
They're playing that song, and that's why he referenced it. And then
Yeah.
McAfee knew it, and then everybody else
Big
jumped
Clarence
on it.
Carter fan, apparently. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's
But
so
from the
fun.
80s, like that's just a great pull. Because right when he first said it, I'm like, and then it finally dawned on me, like, oh, that I know that song. And then once they started going back and forth, and Murakami started going like this, like he's dancing, and the interpreter's laughing like the whole thing. By the way, was I the only one thinking, does that interpreter bet? Are we going to come down to a sit? Like he looked just like Otani's interpreter. I was like,
In
did
the
they
cell
already
right
let him
next to
out?
eBay.
Did they already let him out? Like, what's going on? No, I wasn't thinking that. I'm just kidding. But that was awesome. I mean, that was such a cool moment where those guys were just like, I don't speak your language, you don't speak my, but stroking, yeah, we both know that. Oh, that was so cool, man.
It's so
That's sweet.
I knew immediately what song he was talking about. What's fun? Maybe my parents are terrible parents. Who knows? I love them to death. I think I turned out pretty okay. I mean, I'm 24, producing the show. I knew that song because I would hear it in the car sometimes when I'm a kid. And so
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
There's nothing wrong with that.
We'd play all sorts of stuff. We have a wide music variety. And so whenever he said that, I was like, there's no way he's talking about that song. And then I remembered, they play that. So of course
I mean,
he's
it can only be how many songs are called.
well, they have one of the guys said "The Stroke" by Billy Squire. Like everybody,
I know.
and I was like, "What? That wouldn't be
but-
that."
Yeah. See, but you do, for your age, you do have a varied musical taste that most younger people don't have.
Shout out.
So I would give
Shout
you,
out my parents.
Yeah.
Shout out my parents.
I would give your parents a lot of credit on that.
Stroke it.
For those who don't know, like you like to sing during breaks. You have an album of Jeff Beck, I believe, in your background there.
That's Jeff
Am I
Buckley.
correct in that? Isn't that
Jeff
Jeff Buckley. Sorry, I thought that was Jeff Beck.
Which
Yeah,
I do have that, but
So-
that's over there in the case.
Oh, okay.
I have
Yeah,
a
I was
signed in
incorrect
excess
on that.
poster over here. Come on, guys.
Very
I'm cool.
nice.
I swear.
We don't need to get into how Michael Hutchinson his life ended. That was very tragic, but could have been avoided. All right, whole nother story. Man, just regular, if you just want to, just regular stuff. You don't need to do that. Anyway, a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. Way too inside. Look it up. Lead singer NXS. All right. We will take a break from baseball, but we will be back from it. And again, like I told you, I told you how to watch the baseball game. I'm sorry if you did not follow my directions. All right, love the Summer League. Absolutely love it. A lot of great players, but there is one issue already propping up its ugly head. We will explain what that is coming up next. Drake Toll Show, John Lund in for Drake. Thanks for hanging out with us on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. What's happening? Thanks for joining us. John London for Drake Toll for the next 3 mornings. So rip off the knob. Thanks for hanging out with us. It is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Please download that post-haste. We appreciate it. Addie and Laura are here as well, and you can see us on Drake's YouTube channel. All you got to do is go to the Drake Toll Show on YouTube. That would be tremendous. Thank you very much. Let's clean up 2 things before we get to Summer League basketball, which I really, really like, and I'll explain why in a minute. You may say to yourself, why? 2 quick things that we have to get to. We were talking about fireworks in the first segment because I loved the fireworks last night because I'm an American. Addie hates fireworks. Laura thinks that they hurt the environment. So I guess I'm the only true American here. I did tell you that Logan, Utah, where I went to school, went to college, was the capital of the United States. It says Fireworks West International, one of the largest professional fireworks manufacturers in the Western United States, are headquartered in Logan and are making professional display fireworks there for more than 50 years. So whatever, China. I know that
Emphasis on the largest
makes a lot of them. I'm just
professional.
saying.
Professional.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, what about my rednecks over in backwoods Kentucky, okay? Come on now.
They do say, by the way, that Pennsylvania and Ohio make a lot of fireworks as well, if I'm being fair. And most do, as you said, come from China. So, okay, that's fine. And speaking of, Rob Manfred, when he was asked, this is Bob Nightingale, so take that with a grain of salt. Rob Manfred, when asked if he thought, not always right, Rob Manfred, when asked if he thought Trump would intervene in the negotiations of baseball, I think that would be wildly, wildly inappropriate to speculate that the president of the United States might do what he might do or might do, blah, 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 blah. This is exactly the thing he does. I don't know why Rob Manfred is saying that he wouldn't intervene. He intervenes with everything. He intervened with our guy getting suspended in the World Cup. Like, why would he not intervene after a while for America's game? Like, I 100% expect him to intervene at some point.
Thank you, President Trump.
No, I mean, I would. That would not shock me. That would not shock me. I don't know why. I think Rob's just trying to give like the PR answer of, no, he would never do that. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like that total like, okay, you're just a robot saying some stuff here. But yeah, that was. I will say this is usually the time where reporters get to ask Manfred some of these like questions they want to know, which is so weird to me because this is the All-Star break. This is your time to have fun. Go out there. The players are with their families. Everybody's having a good time. So it always is so weird to me every year that this is the time where all these reporters are asking these hard-hitting questions just because I feel like it's not the time for it. Maybe I'm crazy.
I would agree 100%.
That is true. But
yeah, no, because you know what happens is when Roger Goodell does it, he does it at the Super Bowl, and he gets asked a lot of these questions about the league. I think that I said this in the first segment, this is a celebration of baseball. And for those who don't understand it, and the NL only got 3 hits and there were 15 strikeouts, that wasn't good baseball. It's a celebration of the game. You know, that's why they did what they did and how they did what they did. And some people may not like it, but it was a celebration of the game. It's nothing more, it's nothing less. And like I said last week, when people understand that, they'll enjoy the game a lot more. After the game, I saw tons of stuff, but I agree with you 100%. Like Rob Manfred, one of the things he's doing, or one of the things he did during the break, and I promise we'll get to the NBA stuff. We said we would. But one of the things he said, he's trying to curry favor in the public eye and in social media of this whole concept of the salary cap. And I know that this didn't happen in baseball, but when I see the Seahawks sell for $9.6 billion, the point is that all these teams, the Dodgers are over $10 billion. There's a lot of money here, and if you don't like it, you don't think you can afford to be in the game as an owner, then simply sell your team and then collect all the profits that you're gonna get. Paul Allen bought the Seahawks for $194 million, and they're selling for $9.6 billion, and it's happening in every single sport. It's not just the NFL, even though it's the most. The Dodgers actually went for the most at over $10 billion. So I don't understand what he's trying to do. I guess long story short, I don't understand what he's trying to do by telling us that, we need a cap and all these. We don't care. The only thing we care about as fans is that there's baseball in 2027. I don't care who's right. I don't care who's wrong. I don't care who has to, say, okay, you're right, we were wrong, whatever, who wins, who loses. The players always lose because they don't have a war chest like the owners do. But back to your point, not to get too far away from it, it's a celebration of baseball. And anybody who understands the All-Star game understands that, and except the commissioner doesn't because he's out there trying, he's answering the questions. If I were him, I'd just say, I'll defer this to another time. We're celebrating baseball this week. You know? So
Oh,
to your point, I agree with you.
Yeah, no, it was just like he's not going to give you these detailed answers. That's who he is. That's who Manfred is. If you've known him long enough, he's not going to give you like, oh, this is exactly what we're talking about. You're not going to get that out of him from this. You can ask, I guess, generic questions, and he might give you again another PR answer. But that's just a little weird to me. And they do it every year. So before people call in, it's like, oh, this is no surprise. I know that, but that doesn't mean that it's great. That doesn't mean we should keep doing it. And baseball is in such a good place right now. The worst thing that could happen to baseball is no baseball next year. That is the worst thing that could happen, obviously.
All right, we'll go back to baseball and more on the All-Star game later. In fact, one of the things we couldn't play right there, we just didn't have time in the last segment, was this Alex Rodriguez thing. And it's like, oh, bro. We'll do it a little bit later. But I love NBA Summer League. I really do. I've got a lot of stories about it, and maybe I'll get to them a little bit later on the show. But I started my career basically by running around with a microphone in Salt Lake City during the summertime. They gave me a live mic and said, go talk to people. And so it was like Greg Popovich and Larry Brown, and these are players of the 90s or whatever. And that's how I, kind of got into it. And they're like, yeah, you're not so bad at this. And because I would go up to anybody. I didn't care. And so it was called the Rocky Mountain Review. It was in Salt Lake City, and that's where they used to have it. Of course, they moved to Vegas because a lot more players would go there. But it was anybody who was anybody. It was players. It was young players. It was older players. It was executives, coaches, and they were all just sitting around. And there wasn't a ton of fans like there is now in Vegas. And so I'd basically tell them, hey, I got so-and-so, and it would be awesome. You do like these 20 really cool interviews in a couple of hours watching some basketball. It was really cool. Well, it's obviously mushroomed into what it has in Las Vegas, and they've done an amazing job. I have nothing negative to say about what the NBA has done to get the players, not only the young players that play, not only what's going on in the court, but they get the veteran players to come in and the surface of the sun in Las Vegas at 110, and they come out and they work out the players. So this year, because the draft was so good, A.J. DeMonso was really good, Darren Peterson, Boozer, Wilson, especially those guys, but a lot of other guys. But the one beef I have already is you're teaching these guys load management. These guys have not played meaningful basketball since March. They won't play meaningful basketball until October, but A.J. DeMonto's gone after 2 games. The fans have tuned in. The fans have bought tickets. The arena is packed, even though it's 110 degrees. I get why they're doing it. But, again, the NBA with a major gaffe. I've talked about this, 65 games in the lottery system and all these different things they're doing wrong. This Kawhi thing now is going to extend at least into the summer. It was cool that the Knicks won the championship. The NBA is thriving. There's great things. But at some point when you continue to make mistake after mistake after mistake, it's going to catch you. A.J. DeMonso should not just be playing 2 games. And now he's done, and it's load management time. Darren Peterson missed the game the other night against the Bulls, and Caleb Wilson, who a lot of people probably are saying maybe even he should have gone higher than 4. The kid is awesome. I want to see Darren Peterson versus Caleb Wilson right now. You've already got guys sitting out. DeMonso's already done. So what you're essentially already teaching these young players who haven't played for months and won't play for months, and I get it, hey, what if these guys get hurt? That can't really be your mentality. You can't have a mentality of what if they get hurt. Like, these guys got to play. And you want to see these young players play. And the reason why it's working in Vegas is because you've got all these young players. A.J. DeMonso in that first game against Darren Peterson, he was awesome. He scored 27. If I'm in D.C., and I know that's where you are, Addy, like, if you're in D.C., it's like, whoa. And you want to keep seeing that guy. And you want to start making him a star right now. And same with Darren Peterson, same with Cameron Boozer, same with all these guys. Caleb Wilson has been amazing. Brandon Burries. It goes on and on. A lot of these guys, even these second-year guys, seeing guys like Maluach of Phoenix, who was the 10th overall pick. Like, these guys, and I don't want these guys getting pulled out of games. And look, I'm speaking like a fan here, but you're packing the arena. These games are on either ESPN, and they're putting them on Prime. They're on major networks. Guys are going there. I get it. Washington would, in my face right now, the Wiz would go, look, what else does he have to prove? He's played 2 games. He's really good. They're working out on the side. Obviously, we saw Anthony Davis and Trae Young and all these guys. They're working out away from the court. I get it. I understand all that. But I would even hearken back to, like, the All-Star game and this whole kind of thing. Sometimes it's for the fans. And if you're trying to grow your product and there's buzz for A.J. DeMonso, not for the hardcore fan like me. I'm going to watch all this stuff. I'm a dork. It's the summertime. Why are you sitting inside watching the NBA? I don't know. It's just what I do. But I'm watching DeBonsa going, I want more of that. And that's how you grow your game, your young players. And now you're already teaching them, hey, load management, let's teach that early. So DeBonsa's done through 2 games. Peterson's sitting out games. Yeah, I hate it. I got to say that I'm watching this going, man, you guys are missing another opportunity. The more that DeBonsa can be seen, the better. But that's what the NBA is deciding to do. And so they said yesterday that he's already shutting down for the summer. I don't love it. I don't think it's a great thing. I think it's a great look. Go ahead.
I live in D.C., so like you said, the Wizards are right up here. I've seen this team without DeBonsa. I don't care. I don't care what it looks like without DeBonsa now. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I was like, oh, when he was playing against Darren Peterson, I was like, oh, this is great because this is what we get a little sneak peek of what we're going to see. Now I'm just like, all right, cool. Summer League, that's the Wizards without DeBonsa. Like, right. Okay, cool.
Well, and exactly like you just said. So now, and look, they got second-year guys on there that have played really well. Will Riley's a really good story too, but he's not DeBonsa. So you have this dormant fan base who's really excited. You see him play 2 games and you shut him down. He might get hurt. That's sports. You can't do that. Same with Utah. Dormant team, really nice, really young. Darren Peterson's 19. He needs as much action as he can get. Even DeBonsa, as great as he is, he's got to get more game action. I get it. He can work out with all the guys he wants, but you have a dormant franchise in Washington. You have a dormant franchise in Utah. You have a dormant franchise in Chicago. Like, don't just flash these guys for 2 games and say, wait till October. They're going to sit around. They're not going to sit around. They're going to work out. They're going to play, but you've got this great event in Vegas. You've grown it into this amazing thing, and these guys are now sitting out. So anyway, there's your NBA update. Speaking of NBA update, it would not be a show if we did not talk about LeBron. So we've got to figure out what's going on with him. There might be a small twist. We'll explain what it is. Drake Toll Show, hour number 2. John London for Drake on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
truck. I turn the engine, but the engine doesn't turn. What smells of cheap wine, cigarettes? This place is always such a mess. Sometimes I think I'd like to watch it burn. I sit alone, and I feel just like somebody else. Man, I ain't changed, but I know I ain't the same. But somewhere here in between these city walls of dying dreams, I think of death, it must be killing me.
I'm taking this. Thanks for joining us. Hour number 2, Drake Toll Show. John Lund in for Drake. Rest of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Thank you. However you are accessing the show, listening. Hundreds and hundreds of radio stations across our fine country, including in that is our great friends in Canada. Thank you for hanging out with us on this Wednesday. We're still looking for our first caller. We gave you a lot of compelling reasons to call in the first hour. Major League Baseball All-Star Game. I warned you last week. This is what it's about, and it's celebrating baseball. If you don't get it, then you don't understand baseball. NBA Summer League, we got into that conversation. Love it. I'm a junkie for it. I stay inside, even with good weather. I'm a dork, but they're already shutting guys down, teaching them so early about those things and load management, which is very nice. A.J. DeMonta is done for the summer. We'll see if Darren Peterson or any of the others. Caleb Wilson has been absolutely great. It's been a lot of fun, but they're going to start shutting guys down, which I don't love, and other things we discussed, fireworks and the such. Your thoughts at 310-840-4910 on the Westwood One Sports Talk and text line. Addie and Laura here as well. Real quick, we're going to talk LeBron here in a minute because there might be a hard left turn with LeBron. So hang on just a second. So give me maybe 90 seconds on this, and I need some input here. So I was driving in this morning, and West Coast time, it's about 1:30 in the morning, and I was thinking to myself as I was driving, of course, I'm dead sober, and I got my windows down to stay awake. Yeah, I know, I'm dead sober. It's odd, but I'm dead sober, and I'm thinking as cars are, there was a guy that went by me, got me like 95, runs the red light, and I'm thinking to myself, what percentage of people are drunk? And I meant to look this up. So it says between 1 and 3. But first of all, it says research consistently shows that the portion of impaired drivers is much higher around 1:30 than most other times of the day. Thanks, ChatGPT. You're so brilliant. Around 1 to 3 a.m., 8 to 15% drivers tested had a blood alcohol level above the legal average. But it says right here, of people with just alcohol in their system, 20 to 30%. 20 to 30%. Wow. So I was like, whoa. That guy probably was. He was probably inebriated. I mean, doesn't that sound like a high amount? Like even at 1:30, like 20 to 30%
yes,
of people are impaired in some man.
Yes, that's a high amount.
That's high.
Let's go with the 30%. That's like almost one for every 3 drivers you see out there. One of them is impaired. One of them. I don't like those odds. Okay, even the 20%.
No, me
I don't
neither.
like the 1 in 5. I don't like that. Okay.
1 in 3, just about 1 in 3. Yeah. So I mean, it's like
1 in 3, 1 in 5.
Was.
So we'll go in the middle. 1 in 4 drivers out there are locking in as we speak. They have to lock in.
Yeah, and by the way, we have a story later on in the show we'll do with Lund's Last Call in the last segment of the show about robo-taxis. There's an amazing story about this Waymo thing, but my whole thought is that, look, there's Waymos, there's all sorts of ways that you can get yourself home and Ubers and everything like that. So, but the guy just flew by me, cruises through the red light, and I've got a system down now that we're doing this show on a semi-consistent basis where, I get myself up, and I used to do mornings. I did mornings for like 10 years in Detroit. And the first thing, I set 3 alarms, so, just in case, and I put them all on snooze, and they all are going off like crazy. And I sleep downstairs. My wife wants nothing to do with this whole thing. And then I wash my face. I take a quick shower, coldest shower I could possibly take. I've got like a bunch of energy drinks. I stock up. I have protein ready. I do that. And then when I drive in, I have the windows completely down, but it's surface of the sun here, so it's like 100 degrees out, even in the middle of the night. So that doesn't really work. So I'll crank the AC when it's hot season. And then I get there, because sometimes you ever drive somewhere and you don't remember how you got there, and it wasn't that you were, intoxicated, where you're just like, you're dead sober, and you're like, how did I get here?
How did I
Because you have like 100 things on your mind. You ever do that? And you're like, wait a minute, I just got here. How did I get here? I don't even remember driving here. So anyway, but I've got a system down, and I walk, I do a few laps around, I'm in a radio, so I do a few laps, now I'm good to go. Anyway, that all started with 30% of the people, including a guy that flew by me today, are intoxicated.
I think the most impressive part of that story is how you're showering every day before the show, doing all these things like Tai Chi, like you're going out to IHOP, like what the?
Oh, I'd love to go there. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. But no, and then I walk out of here because I'm on the West Coast. It's so weird, and I walk by the studio and there's a sports station in here, and the guys look at me like, "What are you doing here?" Because they're starting a 6 a.m. show, and they think it's early. And I'm like, Pisha, we've already done everything. What are you guys doing? Anyway,
that's crazy.
I digress. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I started that because I was just curious about how many people were intoxicated when I drive in, and 25 to 30%. So there you go. You learned something today. All right, the LeBron James stuff is getting a little wild, because I thought it was a foregone conclusion. He was going to go to Cleveland. He's just kind of waiting on things. And I'm not blaming him for this. Some people may. That he's kind of waiting, I think, until the spotlight is on himself. Like, oh, is the All-Star game over? Is this going on? Like, okay, LeBron, we're in a dead zone. By the way, he's only got about a week to do this now, because next week, NFL training camp's open. And NFL fans are like, oh, LeBron went where? Like, once the NFL starts, if you're another sport, you better get your stuff out of the way. Because if you don't, then you're just going to get overwhelmed. Now, after a couple of weeks of training camp, it's kind of like, okay, now we're ready for games and all that kind of stuff. But when it first starts up in the NFL networks and all the camps and all this kind of stuff, and we're going to miss Diana Rossini, and there's all these different things that go on, and you get buried by it. So I got to believe that LeBron's got to be getting close here. Like, we're in a dead zone here. Go ahead. Like, tell us where you're going to go. Because it's not about money. Nobody can pay a max deal. I thought it was going to be Cleveland. You saw him in the elevator with his buddies. I thought that was a done deal. Then we keep hearing through aggregators or whatever, whoever does this stuff, maybe Miami's in it. But now we're hearing that his good friend Draymond Green, everyone's favorite, is talking LeBron into going to Golden State. So I don't even know which way is up in this whole LeBron thing. I don't know where he's going to go. I just assumed logic would tell you the whole, full circle thing would be Cleveland. That makes the most sense. He goes home. They are in a position potentially to win a title. Any team that has James Harden, maybe not. But it's Cleveland. He would have a chance. Eastern Conference, much easier, I think, than the Western Conference. San Antonio and Oklahoma City sitting there. So I thought that's where LeBron's going to go. It's pretty much a no-brainer. But now we're hearing things that Draymond may be talking LeBron into Golden State. And if he wants to go there, whatever. I don't care what LeBron does, but I would always think that he'd want to try to win a championship, and Golden State's not winning a championship. I like Curry. He's not getting better. I like Draymond Green's fine. He's not getting better. Porzingis is on that team. They haven't done anything great. And I think LeBron could be like a cherry on top of the sundae at this point of his career. He's not going to improve you by 10 games. If you weren't going to win a championship, is he going to put you over the top? I mean, he could be in that way, like for a San Antonio that needs some veteran leadership, something like that. For a Cleveland, I mean, he could play a role in that, but he's not going to sway the pendulum like he used to do. So if he goes to Golden State, this isn't LeBron of 5 or 10 years ago. He could have swayed the pendulum in that way. He's not going to do that anymore. So if he goes to Golden State, it's because maybe there's a financial element in the AI or in the tech industry that he wants to get into. There's a lot of off-the-court things at Golden State. Just ask Kevin Durant or Andre Iguodala or any of those guys. Like, that's what he could be thinking about. Or, hey, he just likes Draymond and Steph that much, and they go there and they're Team Geritol or whatever, or Team Metamucil, and they put that patch on and whatever. And they're the old man team, and, ESPN will follow them around. I mean, they'll just put – I don't know what reporter will be there, but they'll just have kind of like the Barry Bonds thing when they used to do that. Like, they'll have a reporter. They'll have the Ocho, basically just, it'll just be on the – it'll be like a Warriors channel, the Ocho Warriors channel. It'll be that, but they're not going to win anything. So, I don't know.
They'll have Boyz II Men singing at every show. That we'll just have to keep it. I know the reports. The reports that Cleveland,
just
Miami,
lean totally into it.
Oh yeah, come on now. It's the geriatric parade over there in Golden State.
Ugh.
Like that's what it would be. But the reports of Miami, Cleveland, and Philly, the one that I love the most, that intrigues me the most, but I don't really see it happening, is Philly. Just because I think that would be funny. I think Philly is almost there, and I think LeBron could add that veteran leadership a little bit more than what they have right now. That I think would just get them over that hump. Cleveland is probably the likely one. Why wouldn't you just do the little bookend? Miami, does he want to compete with, star like spotlight with Giannis Antetokounmpo? Do we think LeBron
I don't see that.
Do we think LeBron is, do you think he wants to get in fights with Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero? Like, is this,
Yeah, I don't see Miami at all. Like, there's no nostalgia there. Nobody liked it the first time. You were supposed to win all those titles. You didn't win all those. Like, the whole thing was kind of cheesy. I mean, the one thing I don't know, I'd love to play in Miami. I'm not, I'd be like a Miami guy, and Pat Riley could probably be pretty persuasive in the relatively small amount of money to him that he would make. There's no state income tax. That probably doesn't matter to him because he's got oodles and oodles of money. So what does it matter? That's the weird part to me. By the way, my conspiracy person comes out. That little thing, it comes up on my shoulder. It's a conspiracy. And LeBron has a massive ego. Has he earned it? Of course he has. So a lot of people don't like that. But if you think, this is what I always, like, regular fans, like, oh my God, his ego is massive. Like, he's been the best basketball player in the universe since he was 17. People treat him like he's a god everywhere he goes. Of course your ego is going to be gigantic. So I don't hold that against him. Everybody would be like that. Like, I'm so unathletic, I can't even imagine it. But if I was that, like, I would have a 10 times worse ego than he does. So he has a giant ego. So what? So these teams are offering anywhere from the minimum, which is 3.9. I think Miami might be able to offer him like 7. But in the scheme of things, that's nothing to LeBron. So my conspiracy side says, like, let's say he signs with Golden State. I just think that, like, there's some AI or tech company or something that's on the side going, here you go, LeBron, and, like, funneling him money. Or that I wonder if this is why it's taking so long. Right. Or, like, if something's happening in Cleveland, you're getting your corporate sponsors behind it, and wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, this whole thing, to tie this maybe even back to Kawhi, like, does everybody really think everything's on the up and up here, that everybody's playing by these salary cap rules? I sure don't. I think that, look, I was watching an interview, I don't know, it might have been a week or two ago, with Jerry Seinfeld. And Seinfeld said they could have done another season of Seinfeld for $110 million. He would got paid $110, just Seinfeld, $110. And he was saying that because Larry David had been off the show for a couple of years, that he was having to write, produce, star in. And he goes, it just wasn't worth it. Plus, he goes, I would rather have had the memories of that it was still good when it went off the air, and the 110 wasn't worth it to me. And I almost feel that way with LeBron. It's like, well, if you're going to play for $3.9 million, the minimum, why would you keep playing? Like, you have the titles. If you won another title, it doesn't put you past Jordan necessarily. You are who you are at this point. You've got a bunch of records. You're the leading scorer. You're the this, you're the that. For the people who don't like you, they're not going to change their mind any differently if you join a team. So, like, that's what I mean is I don't know that his ego would have let him play for $3.9 million. But then again, that's my conspiracy theory side. And maybe what's happening here is like, who's going to cut me the best deal under the table? And if he goes to the Warriors, I'm thinking, well, that's where you make the most money now. It used to be like you'd go to L.A., I'm going to be an actor or a rapper or this or that. Now you go to Northern California and they go, hey, you want to be in the AI tech industry or you want to be in the latest of tech and make a ton of money? Yeah. Okay, we'll cut you in. Let's do it under the table. I can't believe he'd play for the minimum. His ego's way too big.
When was the last time a star player played for the minimum? In any sport? Was accepted a deal that was the minimum?
I can't remember because everybody's always talking about taking less money. Like everybody's, Wemby's taking less money. Oh man, $252 million. That's not the minimum. Like I don't know. That's a great question by you. I don't think ever. Like for a guy who's at the status of LeBron,
yeah,
which is few and far between. I get it, but it's not like people would always give accolades to Brady, like you're playing for less. Meanwhile, he's making a gazillion dollars off the field. So it's like, what's the difference? Who's paying you? But I don't think ever. Like a guy at the end is like, okay, I'm this good. I'll just play for the minimum so he can be good around me. I don't know. Somebody could help us out, but I don't think so.
No, it's even
anyway. There's the latest on LeBron.
I think about it in baseball. Whenever Scherzer and Verlander went over to the Mets, no, they still were paying them a lot of money when they were both old.
Oh yeah,
old. Like I just don't. That doesn't really happen. Even when you have like you're good and stuff, and you think you're well off, you go home to Kate Upton every night. No, you still want money. You still want money. Like that's
exactly.
Just we have to like realize that, guys.
Wow, that is unbelievable. By the way, I'll tell this story later. We don't have enough time. I got an SB story. I'm gonna start off next segment with an SB story, and then we got to get into Aaron Donald. Just really, really quickly, just because you mentioned Kate Upton, I have had an interaction, and let's just say it did not go well from my side. Yeah, not.
Oh,
good. Not good. Yeah, great story. Great story.
Did you try to shoot your shot? Did she turn you down?
No. I look like the Elephant Man for those who aren't on the YouTube thing. And, I am a human being. Like, we weren't having that. Like, I understand what my league is. I understand that I play in, low A ball, and she's a major league all-star, So I understand. I know what league I'm in, but so I didn't do that. But I'll tell the story next. And then we got a little Aaron Donald update here, and because we must be legally obligated to talk about the NFL every day. We are about a week away, and this is by far the biggest story. I've got two stories on the NFL that we got to get out of here. So we'll get into Aaron Donald, and there's one other one that just cracks me up. So we'll do that, and I got to tell a quick story. So we got a bunch of stuff going on. Drake Toll Show on a Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. John London for Drake. Addie is here. Laura is here. Only here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
And I remember there was a radio coming from the room next door. And my mother laughed the way some ladies do. When it's late in the evening and the music seeping through. The next thing I remember, I am walking down the street. I'm feeling all right. I'm with my boys and with my troops, yeah. And down along the avenue, some guys were shooting pool, and I heard the sound of a cappella grooves, yeah. Singing late in the evening, and all the girls out on the stoops, yeah. Then I learned to play some lead guitar. I was underage in this funky bar, and I stepped outside to smoke myself a J. And when I come back to the room, everybody just seemed to move, and I turned my amp up loud and I began to play. And it was late in the evening, and I blew that room away. came into my life. I said I'm gonna get that girl no matter what I do. Well, I guess I've been in love before. Once or twice I've been on the floor, but I never loved no one the way that I love you. And it was late in the evening, and all the music seeping through. First thing I remember, I was lying in my bed. I couldn't have been no more than 1 or 2. And I remember there was a radio coming from the room next door. And my mother laughed the way some ladies do. When it's late in the evening and the music seeping through. The next
What's happening? Thanks for joining us. We just had an amazingly good conversation during the break that we may have to bring onto the air. Drake Toll Show, John Lundy in for Drake. Thank you so much for joining us on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. 20 minutes from now, if you have not heard this, I adopted after I knew the U.S. would flame out, and this story about Holland, the great Holland, and the raccoon that he got from the stat. Anyway, his whole trip to Dallas. So we will talk some soccer, but we've got to specialize in this story. It's absolutely unbelievable. We'll do that at about 40 minutes past the hour. Going to get into Aaron Donald here in a second. You're going to hear from Steve Weiss from NFL Network. How likely is it now that Aaron Donald comes back? And what will it all mean for the Rams? Should we just stop the season now, even before it starts? Because the Rams will be that good. I'll play that for you in 60 seconds, but I promised I would tell you a story. So the ESPYs are tonight, ESPN, and I worked for them for a number of years. And so for some unknown reason, they gave me a microphone on the red carpet. And people players and stuff would walk by, and you'd interview them for, 30 seconds. It was just like the car wash, it was like boom, 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 all these, entertainment reporters and stuff. And here I am, this dorky guy, and they're like, yeah, go for it. So I go to L.A., I do it, and the players were fine. I could talk to all the players and stuff. I've talked to players my whole career, so I wasn't intimidated by any of the players or anything like that. We'd have you only had enough for like maybe one question or something, and then they had to move to the next. You weren't having a long conversation with somebody, but it was just boom, 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 right after the other. So then this group comes of models, and you mentioned Kate Upton, very beautiful Kate Upton. She's very nice. And there was this group of models, and she was like the first one standing there. So I could not get the words out of my mouth. Like, she was stunningly beautiful. And essentially, if I could recreate the interview right here, It sounded something like this. Like just it was so bad. And I was just like, and I don't remember what I exactly asked her, but it was so stupid. In fact, it made A-Rod's conversation with Justin Verlander, which we'll play later on in the show, seem 100% competent and like award-winning because I just couldn't get it out of my mouth. So I interview after interview with superstar player, boom, 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 but whatever, and then the models come and they're all just knockout beautiful, and I'm just like, and I know that as they're walking towards me, I'm like getting the gumption up, like I got this, I could have used a cocktail, like the bar, like, gives you the confidence, but I didn't have one handy. My flask was in my boot and I couldn't reach it. But I'm looking at her and I remember stumbling and bumbling anyway, and then asking her the dumbest question and her looking at me kind of and answering it and moving on. And I felt like Chris Farley, in that bit where it's like, God, that was so stupid. And he's talking like Paul McCartney on Saturday Night Live. I'm so dumb, God. And the rest of the interviews I don't even remember because it was just, I had my chance. And you said shoot your shot. Like I wasn't going to shoot my shot. It wasn't that. It was just, I don't know what it was. It was just like, I
could have been cool.
I was in some sort of I know it.
John Lund tries to talk to a woman.
Yeah. and what was so bad was that it was a national show, and I would do a quick interview, whatever, and then if there was a gap or something, I'd throw it back to the guys, and they were doing a talk show, and then they'd throw it back to me at the ESPYs and everything else, and 99% of the interviews were just fine. But her, I just was like, and it's all I could think of the whole time. So let there be other people coming at me. He was like, whatever, get out. I don't even want to talk to you. I wanted to run her down. I wanted to run back there and go, I need another chance. But that's it. Sometimes in life you get one. And if you blow it, you blow it. That's it. And crazy enough, they never asked me to do it again.
I kind of love that, actually. Because everybody talks about what would you do if you met like a celebrity and stuff. And you're like, exactly. Oh, I would do this, this, and this. So I remember when I met George Springer, who was my crush growing up. George Springer.
Because you're a big Astros fan, yeah.
And I remember the first time he walked past me, and like I just did this. I just looked. I just looked up. I was like, oh my God, that's him. I didn't know what to say. But then I got my second chance. I had a baseball. He's like, what do you want me to write on it? What do you want me to write on it? I said, can you write Addie, you're the love of my life? And he's like, yep. And so he wrote it on a base. I have a baseball that says, Addie, you're the love of my life, George Springer. I have that. So to his wife, I'm sorry. Ooh, it's going to get a little weird over there.
Wow.
But I got my second chance. I got that second chance because the first time I messed it up. I just sat there with my mouth open like, wow.
Right.
I was like, you smell great. This is nice.
See, that's what I thought. I omitted that thing. I thought the same thing. All these women smelled really good. There's like 4 or 5 models, and everybody does. You hit it right ahead. Everybody thinks that they would be like, hey, so what are you doing later? Like, come on, man. Crazy. I just blew it. It was my chance.
And I'm sure she was thinking, another day, another man.
Exactly. Another guy who cannot put 2 words together in front of me. What is going on here?
I love her. I love her.
No, she's awesome. She laughed and thought it was funny and everything. But the only other chance I had, and this is crazy. I know we got to get to something, but this is crazy too. I was at a Super Bowl in Indianapolis, and adjacent, this tells you the kind of radio station I worked for, it was like a Holiday Inn, and adjacent to it was like a TGIF's, right? And we go walking in there to have a cocktail right when we get there, and there's a group of supermodels led by Chrissy Teigen, sitting, the wife of John Legend, sitting at a table in a TGI Fridays in Indianapolis. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I did. This was long after, and I'd had my confidence beverages, and I go up to them, and I said, what are you doing in a TGIF's? And they said, this is the only place that people would not come looking for us. Because, it's paparazzi, and they're SI. It was an SI thing for the Super Bowl.
And you are bothering
them. And all these SI models are in there, and they're sitting at a big round table, and I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. And because I had enough. Yeah, because that's exactly what they were having. And like put some potato skins or something. And that's all I talked to him. And then my buddy is at the bar sitting next to me, and he had way too many confidence beverages. And he goes, I think Chrissy Teigen's into me. And I go, dude, she's engaged at the time. She's engaged to John Legend. He's like a music superstar. She's not
I think
into
she
you.
wants me.
Yeah, and he kept saying, should I go over there? Should I go over there? And he really was, and I kept holding him back. But he was like 6'4", 260, and I'm like, dude, don't. And he did. He finally went after them, and they're like, no offense, dude, but this is why we're here, to not get hit on by guys like you. And so that was that. But anyway, there's my second. So I can't say that I redeemed myself. I'm just simply saying that I did have an opportunity to talk to supermodels again, and it went much better. So there you go.
And you almost saved them from another one.
I tried. My drunk friend. All right, let's get to this Aaron Donald thing, which is much more important. NFL camps start next week. Everyone's very excited. It's like the countdown to Christmas. The biggest story going on in the NFL right now is, will he or won't he play Aaron Donald? It sure sounds like he's going to play. Here is NFL Network's Steve Weish explaining what's going on, the latest on Aaron Donald.
Well, and he wasn't just lifting weights, right? He was out there doing drills, some with pads on, checking out the conditioning, seeing how his body felt, things like that. Is different than just lifting weights. Aaron Donald's been lifting weights since he's 10 years old. He's probably going to lift until he's 110 years old because that's just how he's built. But the fact now he's kind of doing some football-related drills shows you some of the thought process that he might be going through. That is, again, that's different than showing up at the facility and working out. Now, we know all this conversation started when the Rams acquired Myles Garrett to add Aaron Donald to that defensive line that's already got Braden Fisk and Kobe Turner, a lot of other good players right there, so he could be rotational. And speaking with somebody with the Rams, though, earlier this summer, the one thing that would be intriguing, because they would love to have him back. They'd have to work out a contract that's friendly enough for them to get Puka Nacua done and things like that, is Aaron Donald's weight. Remember, he plays defensive tackle, and if he's around 260, 265, he might have to put on a few more pounds, but they're not worried about that, too, because Aaron Donald might could be more of a rotational player than someone who's out there for 80% of the snaps.
Drake Toll Show, thanks for joining us. John Lund in for Drake. Addie and Laura are here as well on your Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us. That's Steve Weish from the NFL Network talking about the latest on Aaron Donald. I don't think it's a question anymore of if he's coming back. It's when he's going to come back and how much he's going to play. So Steve Weish was just saying he's 260, 265 now. He wasn't that huge anyway. He might have played at 280, 285. It's just his quickness. Does he still have that? Hasn't played since 2023. And obviously wants to come back because Myles Garrett's on the Rams, and why not try to grab another Super Bowl ring? I think they're with Aaron Donald or without Aaron Donald. I think they're the favorites. And then Sean McVay came out and said maybe 12 to 15 snaps, which would equate to like third downs. But knowing Aaron Donald, he's already in shape. He can absolutely gain that weight. Any of us can. I mean, if he needs to gain weight, I can help him in that category. So just, eat really bad food and whatever. You'll gain the weight. He'll be fine. I think what's scary from the rest of the league is maybe he starts out, maybe a guy like him doesn't want to be going through training camp and all that kind of stuff. Wake me up when things get going. And then throughout the year, he'll get in better and better shape, play 12 to 15 snaps. By the time it really matters at the end of the season, and by the way, this is crazy. The NFL did this last year, and it worked out really cool, and they're going to do it again this year. The Rams and the Seahawks play in weeks 16 and 18. Which, remember last year, they played near the end. They had the Monday night game, then they played again in the playoffs. So they're kind of thinking probably the same thing. So Aaron Donald, by the time those games hit, is going to be in good enough shape. Then by the time the playoffs hit, he's going to be playing, I think, full time. And then he probably does a one and done, hopes they win the Super Bowl and he's out of there. But the way that, unless people are just totally off, I mean, he's going down to the facility now. He's working out at the facility. Sean McVay is not saying, oh, we'll see. He's saying maybe 12 to 15 snaps, which will increase. If people want context for that, you might play 50 to 60 defensive snaps as a team, maybe a little bit more in a game, maybe 60 to 65. So if he's playing 12 to 15, that's just third downs. He's going to be playing half the snaps, I think. And then by the end of the season and into the playoffs, he's going to be playing his regular bit. That's just how I see it. And does it make the Rams automatic winners? No, but it makes them a hell of a lot better. And I mean, could you imagine what they're going to do too? Is they're going to put Garrett and Aaron Donald on the same side, like next to each other. And it's going to be like, what do you think? What are you going to do? Like, you have them next to each other. I think that's what I would do if I were the Rams. But this is scary. There's a lot of good teams in the league. I respect Seattle, but my goodness, man.
I love how it's been covered almost like a TMZ-esque, like, oh my gosh, there he is. It's the Taylor Swift wedding. There's Aaron Donald. Oh my God, he's at workouts. But no, I I do think it elevates.
They have like the long lens too, like they have like the Vrabel Rossini lens.
I was about to say,
he's down there. Can you see that?
This is the same private investigator who was in Utah or Arizona
exactly.
or wherever.
Hey, would you go down to L.A. and just put a big zoom lens because it's like between trees and there's a guy working out. That's Aaron Donald.
Oh my God. He's there. He's there. But no, I think we would be really ignorant. We would be really stupid if we said that like he doesn't elevate that team at all. Does it is he going to change the franchise? Like no, I mean it's already a good team. Like it's already a good team. It's already a stacked team. But adding him to the roster, man, some of these rookies coming in now, I'd be terrified.
Oh, he is. He's just one of those guys. And look, I've said this before. I'm not a list guy. I'm not a Mount Rushmore guy, but as far as, and this is how I kind of put it in my box, if I didn't see a guy play, I can't really tell you. You know, a lot of people like, this guy's the greatest, that guy's the greatest. Well, if you didn't see a lot of these guys play, as far as what I saw play, like I saw Lawrence Taylor play, Aaron Donald. I didn't see guys like Deacon Jones, Dick Butkus, things like that. So as far as what I saw, I would say after Lawrence Taylor, Aaron Donald's the most disruptive defensive player I ever saw. I can't say who's the greatest. I can't say who's on the Mount Rushmore because there was a lot of football before I was around. But just from what I saw, not on film, but just what I saw in games, especially for his size, Lawrence Taylor was ridiculous. He was like shot out of a cocaine cannon. But as far as Aaron Donald is concerned, like just amazing. And to think that, you know, and he stays in shape. People remember that video where like Jared Verse would work out with him and he was like, no more. Like, and he's in football shape. So when people say, well, he's got to get in football shape, I'm like, he did a workout like a month ago before Jared Verse was traded. And Jared Verse, who's in football shape, is like, no, I'm good. Like, I can't finish this workout. Aaron Donald's in shape. One other quick story I want to tell before we stop talking about the NFL. This Terrion Arnold story is absolutely crazy. And I don't know how much to believe. So if you don't know what happened, basically he's up on some felony charges. He is out on bail. And apparently he was released by by the Lions. And there are a number of teams, including the Jets, the Seahawks, the Texans, and the Colts, who contacted him within 24 hours of the Lions' release. Now, this is the funniest part. His agent was making the argument to the judge that he should have bail. And they said the following. It says, lawyers for Arnold argued that wearing a GPS monitor would prohibit him from getting signed by another team. Gee, you think? That's what happens when you have multiple felonies against you. So they go up for the judge and go, if he has to wear a GPS monitor on his ankle, he can't get a job. It's like, welcome to the world. Could you imagine walking into, like, I don't know, a bank or something, and they're like, what's that gigantic thing that's coming out of your ankle? Oh, just this monitor. Yeah, good seeing you. Take care. We'll call you. Don't call us. It's like, yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. It's a GPS monitor on your ankle. It's supposed to kind of, limit things that you're able to do.
Yeah. Hey, I said this earlier this week. I don't know what's worse, going to jail or your probation being you got to play for the Jets now. So
exactly.
Pick your poison. Red or blue pill. Red or blue pill. Jets or prison.
I'd go prison. And if I was a judge, I'd just start laughing. Like, yeah, it's a GPS monitor. Can you be? Teams in the NFL, if you could play too, the talent versus tolerance thing. If you could play, they wouldn't even care if you had a ankle monitor out there. Like, who's that guy that's working out? Oh, that's just Terrion Arnold. What's that thing on his ankle? Don't worry about it. He looks good to us. He's a former first-round pick out of Alabama. We need a corner. I don't care if that's on his ankle on Sundays. Just put some tape around it, like the Raiders used to do. Like, what's that thing on his ankle? Don't worry about it. Lester Hayes had all the, he had to stick him and all the tape. Just tape it. Tape the thing up. Oh, he's got a bad ankle. Yeah, the ankle is really swollen, but he's going to try to play. He's just got this giant thing. He wouldn't even care. Put a GPS monitor on him. Whatever. NFL doesn't care. You're out there working out. Hey, I got to call my probation officer. My ankle just was going off. Beep,
should do like
beep.
A shot collar.
Like, they wouldn't.
Shot collar.
They wouldn't even, they wouldn't even care.
When he gets too far away, breaks his probation. When he gets like the 10-yard line.
like the team would care. They don't care. All right. Went a little over on that one, but sorry. We had to get the Terrion Arnold in addition to the Aaron Donald story. All right. Yes, the World Cup is still going on, but we've got a story that's unbelievable. So we've got it. We'll get you caught up on what's going on if you have fallen off since the U.S. Was eliminated. But also this story about the Viking is unbelievable. We'll give you that coming up next. Thanks for joining us. Drake Toll Show. John London for Drake. Addie is here. Laura is here. We are glad you are here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
Make
Thanks for joining us. Drake Toll Show, John Lennon for Drake the rest of the week on
That's
Westwood
not the
Sports,
song.
the Westwood Sports app.
I thought you were going to play it. I don't know. That's some country hillbilly. That's Drake stuff. Laura, I thought you were asking about the song. Jordan Belfort.
I was, because I was going through the system, and I was like, what is this song?
You should play
I
it.
wasn't going to play it.
Oh, so we went with, welcome back. This is Country 101.7. This is the boot out here in Austin, Texas.
You would be a great country DJ. It'd be amazing. Hey, y'all. You say y'all on occasion.
I say y'all all the time.
All that kind of stuff.
I say fixin' too all
By the way,
time.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, I thought you were playing that only because there was a story last night. Jordan Belfort, of course, is the original Wolf of Wall Street, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. A great movie. And he actually made his last restitution payment yesterday, Jordan Belfort. And he's free. I mean, he was free, but he had to pay back, all the stuff. And he's actually, and he paid all the money back. And he was like all proud of it, like, I paid It's like, well, that's what you were supposed to do, man. You ripped up a lot of
do it
people,
all
dude.
over again.
Congratulations
no
that
movie.
you paid what you were supposed to pay. But there
Do you
go.
think he'll bring back Quaaludes?
Yes.
The lemons, the very strong, those lemons. That's probably the best. Honestly, is that the best when he's in the Lamborghini and what he thinks is happening versus what is happening?
I've seen Jello move faster. I was driving so slow. Oh, I guess I didn't get home as safe as I thought. That's my favorite scene of the movie.
They show the Lamborghini, it's just trash. He's going like 2 miles an hour. Amazing. By the way, a rule. We're going to get into soccer. Give us 30 seconds of this Erling Haaland story is absolutely amazing. But now I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to go into a whole tangent about the movie. Now I'm upset about it. Jeez, what was I going to say? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. The lemons. I saw that.
July,
I saw that scene
John.
the other day.
Who cares? It's July.
Yeah, I know, but I had a great story and I was going to tell it, and now I'm screwed up. All right, so a couple of different things here before we tell the Erling Haaland story in just a second. The Viking from Holland, who is my team that I assumed once the Americans got knocked out. But if you're paying attention, if you're not paying attention, I should say, Spain did advance to the finals after beating France 2-0. Today, England and Argentina play. What is your interest level right now in the World Cup now that we are long gone? Are you excited for the England-Argentina game? Are you happy that France, who they really don't like Americans very much, they're very haughty when you go over there, that happened to me, they're out. What do you think? Thoughts? Do you care? Do we care?
No.
Where are we at?
I don't care.
I do.
I
do.
Because Mexico knocked out and you got mad.
Well, I did get mad too, but I think I'm such a sports nut. Like, if there's sports, I'm going to watch it, and I'm excited about this. I feel like I need to root for England just because I'll be there this time next week, and I don't want to get kicked out or something like that because they heard me on national radio.
And there could be a huge party there. That would be pretty cool.
So, and I feel like it's that typical sports thing. Like, my team lost to England, so you want the team that, you can say, like, oh, at least they would, they won the World Cup. They advanced and won the World Cup. You know what I mean? Like, that whole, like, stereotypical thing. So I guess I'm going to go for England. Yesterday's match was crazy just because France was the favorite to win, and Spain just blanked them. They blanked them. So, I mean, my interest is still there. It's still there. It's still the World Cup. There's still passion. I still like it. I still love watching these star players just as much as the next guy. So I'm still in it. And I know a lot of my friends, casuals, are still in it too.
Yeah, no, I'll watch the final. I'm into it. And, I don't know what the interest level is for people, but the bottom line is this, just as far as the U.S. is concerned, our reaction should have been what Mexico did, which is they're going to open 2,000 soccer academies. If we were serious about it, that's what we'd do. But just to kind of give everybody context on this whole thing, we're kind of like the Cubs. I know the Cubs won a World Series in 2016, but we like to have fun, and we like to go to all the bars around Wrigley Field, and if they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. We're not really serious about soccer. Like, that's what I think is so funny is everybody gets so angry when we lose, but we're not serious about it. Like, all these countries that we're talking about, whether it be France or Spain or England or Argentina or any of these teams that are the Final Four now, and France gets knocked out, but they have all these academies. They're trying to find the players. They're finding the athletes, and then they're saying, you'll play this sport. We're going to make it so good for you, and you're going to make so much money that they do mine the players like that, and we just don't. Like, we show up. We're kind of like beer league softball. We show up, and we hope to be good, but we're not. We don't really care. When we get knocked out, we get upset for like a day, and then we kind of move on. The news cycle moves on. If we were serious and really wanted to do this, we could, but we don't. All right, so let's have a little bit more fun. So this Erling Haaland story, of course, the Viking from Holland, who's now my favorite player, and if I was going to wear a jersey from a soccer player, there's no doubt it would be Erling Haaland. He's just crazy. So here's this story that I saw a couple of days ago. So they pay Erling Haaland, Nike does, about $20 million a year to be photographed with their products, obviously. So there's a family-run Western store in Dallas, and they got all this for free and actually better. So he paid them $750 for a taxidermy raccoon, this is in Dallas, hugging a whiskey bottle. That was what you saw when this went all viral. This is what you saw when Haaland got off the plane in Oslo. So the backstory is this. He walked into a place called Wild Bill's Western Store during Norway's World Cup run when they were in Dallas playing. And here's what he bought. He bought a cowboy hat. He bought exotic boots. He bought a Longhorn belt buckle and a shirt reading, "Y'all can kiss my Dallas." Y'all can kiss my Dallas is the T-shirt that he bought. All right, so this is almost like a movie where, like, you take this guy and all this, and you take him to Dallas or Fort Worth or all this kind of stuff, and you just, he becomes like this cowboy or something. It feels like a movie. So the owner says Haaland knew nothing about cowboy hats, had to be fitted for his first one. Then after that, he buys all this stuff. He carries the raccoon off the plane in Oslo, and then he tweeted out with this, "It followed me home." Then he ran an Instagram poll for fans to name it. So this is the result of all this stuff. So all this stuff has gone viral. Haaland has put this all on his social media. He walks off the plane with the raccoon hugging the whiskey bottle from this place in Dallas. So the results for the boot shop, okay, it's been family-owned since the 1970s. The whiskey raccoon is now sold out. The Dallas shirt is sold out. There's a $500, what they called the belligerent squirrel, who's so same thing as the raccoon. It's a taxidermy squirrel, and it's smoking a cigarette.
That's awesome.
And holding a Jack Daniels. They're out of that. Local shoppers, they say, are lining up at a store most of them had walked past for years. And basically what happened here is Nike pays him $20 million a year to be photographed with their products, and he actually paid this shop $750 for the squirrel, for the raccoon, for the cowboy hat, for the boots, for the belt buckle, and he's worn that all around on his social media, and it's worth millions and millions and millions, and everything is sold out of the shop now. Like, they're out of everything. They're like, where's the T-shirt? Sold out. Where's the squirrel? Sold out. Where's the raccoon? Sold out. And he walks off the plane with this thing, and this place has been there forever. We go back to the name of this whole place. Wild Bill's Western Store in Dallas. They're out of everything. How awesome of a story is that?
There's a couple different angles to as the Texan on the show. I love this because this is the most Texan thing ever, a taxidermied raccoon. I've seen that a million different times.
I know, who would buy that? Like, but he's hugging a whiskey bottle.
That's awesome. Dude's rock. That's amazing. I'd want one holding like a tequila bottle for me personally. Like, I would buy
I'm sure they would make one for you. It's a stuffed raccoon. They're like, yeah, whatever you want to hold it. I bet they can do it.
I love raccoons. That's my favorite animal. But here's the problem. So Nike, are we missing an opportunity to capitalize off of this? Nike branded taxidermied raccoons. I feel like
it's unreal.
I feel like that's what they have to do. Nobody wants to wear your shorts, Nike. You need a taxidermied raccoon. It's so awesome.
I'm amazed. How about the fact that it's not like Erling Haaland is like us. Like, he comes off the plane. He must have just loved this thing because you can put that somewhere. Someone can carry it for you. I mean, he didn't have the squirrel when he got off the plane. Like, the hat has got to be in some sort of a box so it doesn't get smashed. Like, he goes full time. You can kiss my Dallas T-shirt, the whole thing. And he just comes off the plane with the raccoon. And automatically it's just awesome. Like everything sells out. How cool would that be, by the way, to have that kind of influence? Like, anything you do, like that's some hat shop in Dallas or whatever, but it shows you the power, and you could be his agent right now, and you could be like, look, he could be holding your stuff too. Like, how much money? I mean, he doesn't need money because he makes so much, but I mean, this is a really young guy. What's he, 22, 23 years old? Or I guess he's 25.
Oh, my gosh, is he?
He's 25.
Oh, okay.
He's 25. But Just, I mean, like, look what he just did. He just sold this whole place out. Like, come on, bring in the money. Like, unreal.
That's awesome.
Unreal.
That's awesome. I need a taxidermy.
Well, he did say he found Americans really funny, so it doesn't really surprise me.
I'm glad that's what
he's the big. And regardless of who wins this thing, like, he's the biggest star to come out of it, right? I mean, he's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody went crazy for that dude. Anyway, I'm thinking about buying a 9 Holland jersey, although those wouldn't look good on me. Jerseys don't work.
That's
for
what
me.
you got from
I
that? You don't want to
them
buy
and
the
then
raccoon? You want to buy the jersey?
I was thinking about it, but I
Raccoon.
couldn't pull off the look. Raccoon, really? With the whiskey bottle?
Yeah.
All right. Josh Graham's going to join us top of the hour. We'll get the latest on what he thinks of things. Plus, he's on a road trip today. We'll explain all those things to you coming up next. Hour 3, Drake Toll Show, John Lund in right here on Westwood One Sports and Westwood One Sports.
This is West. Welcome back.
What's happening? Thanks for joining us. Drake Toll Show, John London for Drake. The rest of the week, thank you so much for joining us on Westwood One Sports and Westwood One Sports app. However you are listening, we appreciate it. Could be Sirius XM 375, hundreds and hundreds of radio stations all across North America, and we do include our good friends in Canada as well, westwoodonesports.com, where you can download the Westwood One Sports app and hear all the shows 24/7, 365 at your convenience, including the Josh Graham Show, and you should be following Josh on social media as well. He does a tremendous job. You always see him also on his YouTube channel, broadcasting during the show, at Josh Graham Show. Make sure that you are following him, and you will be smarter because of it. And I believe Josh is going down to ACC Media Days today, so we got a lot to talk about with Josh, and he joins us here on Westwood One Sports. What's going on, Josh? How are you?
We have so much to talk about, Lund. For one, Will Dalton is sitting right next to me. He says hi. Will,
the great Will Dalton. The great Will Dalton. Yes.
That's happening. King in the Press. And also, I did a thing that I've been resisting for years. I created a TikTok account yesterday at Josh Graham Show.
I saw that.
Support that. So support that in order to make me feel good about myself. But also, I was listening to you guys talk about taxidermy raccoons and such. I actually had a chance to meet Erling Haaland a month ago, except I didn't know it was Erling Haaland. I didn't realize who I was talking to. It was Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Carolina Hurricanes, my Carolina Hurricanes, went on to win the Stanley Cup. And, hockey players can look pretty Nordic, I'd say. And the Norway soccer team had spent its stay in the World Cup in Greensboro, North Carolina, home base. So they decided right before the tournament started to go to a Stanley Cup game. And I saw a group of people surrounding this guy, and I had a chance to meet him. He had like a medium polo shirt on, and I assumed it was a member of the Las Vegas Golden Knights after the game, and it turned out it was Erling Haaland. To your point, that might have been one of the biggest winners of the tournament. Thus, I don't think I would have – I think I would have recognized Erling Haaland if I had that encounter today versus a month ago.
Oh, yeah. Now he's like an international star. I mean, everywhere but here, he's a massive star, but we're just like, whatever. And then now I think he's the biggest winner from everything. I mean, obviously there's going to be a team that wins this whole thing, but as far as an individual, I think this guy, and he's got enough money, but no one really has enough money, and he's just going to make a ton of money off the whole thing. But that is an awesome story. By the way, you're with Will, who's the hardest working man in sports. He does like 20 different shows, and he's just like, yeah, I'm cool. Everything's fine. It's amazing. Works like 20 hours on radio at a time. It's incredible. So tell us, we got a bunch of things to talk about. Let's just start here. You guys are going down to the ACC thing, and I guess the biggest story is Darian Mensah, right? He goes from Duke. There was a brief kind of like, no, we're not going to let you out. Then he goes there. And, the last two guys that went to Miami to finish their careers did pretty good. I mean, you got Ward being the number 1 overall pick. You got Beck, who was a third-rounder and took him deep. Miami, I mean, is that the biggest story? Other than, I think I saw it because I knew we were having you on. Is Belichick in North Carolina like picked second to last or something like that? I mean, what are the biggest stories that you're going to be looking at as you're going down?
They are one of the 3 worst teams in the league, but it's so interesting you bring up the Mensa thing because I have that written down, like to ask Jim Phillips about in about an hour from now. He has his ACC, State of the ACC press conference, and there was an incident that I believe he spoke out on of tampering with Ole Miss, blatantly tampering for a player of Clemson's that was already on campus.
Yes, a linebacker, right? He was already in class, right? Wasn't he already in class?
Yep, he was in class, getting texted by their coach and all that. So that's a pretty easy issue to be against. Hey, we're against tampering, and nah. But what position do you take when it's your ACC championship team, Duke, having its quarterback tampered with by another member of the ACC that happens to be your conference's best shot to win a national title? There were no statements. There was nothing put out by the ACC when that happened, and as you mentioned, a lawsuit as well. So if you're Jim Phillips and Josh Graham in his glasses asks you about it at a press conference, how do you handle that one? What exactly do you say? Because do you want to go heavy against Miami in the name of tampering when they're the team that also sued the conference or was interested in suing the conference to get out of the league a couple of years ago, and they're your cash cow right now. And at the same time, do you want to spurn Duke? Duke, who's won the ACC football championship, ACC basketball championship for men's and women's, that's one of your better conferences or better schools in the conference as well. So it's really a difficult spot to figure out what positioning publicly to take on that issue.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun down there. And what it really means that you're going down there is football's close. I mean, we're talking about NFL camp starting next week, the Hall of Fame game starting on August 6th, college football starting. Like, the very fact when somebody told me you were driving down there today, I thought to myself, it just means football's in the air, man. Isn't it a great feeling that that's what you're doing today and we're getting this close to football?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And we're not even going to pretend like the Big 12 media days happened last week. I know I'm on Drake Toll's program and you're pinch hitting for him, but can we stop pretending that the Big 12 conference is a power league? Because here's the thing, trivia question, John Lund. When's the last time a current Big 12 conference school won a national championship in football? Current member of the Big 12 conference. Trivia.
How about never?
1990. Colorado, 1990. So,
and that was a split, wasn't it? Wasn't that a split?
Yeah, it was Georgia Tech from the ACC.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, they split.
My point is, hey, so if you don't want to split, you have to go back to BYU in '84. So my point would be, how do you define a power conference? I define it as, do you have conferences or schools in your conference that can actually win a national championship? And I don't think the Big 12 does, unless you count Texas Tech, that cheating institution or attempting to cheat institution down there in Lubbock, Texas. At least the ACC's got Miami, Florida State, and Clemson, and North Carolina's trying. They're paying Bill Belichick a ton of money, and James Franklin just went to Virginia Tech. Like, I'm not going to pretend they're as good as the Big Ten or the SEC, but they are a power conference because they at least got teams that can win the championship, and not all the other alleged power conferences could say that.
The great Josh Graham is joining us. Make sure you're following him at Josh Graham Show. Plus, he's on TikTok now. So your younger demographic, please make sure that you're hitting up Josh on TikTok. I got to ask you. I got to ask you some summer league, because I'm a summer league dork and I go way back and I covered this thing years and years ago. And I love this draft. Everybody loves this draft. But the first four guys, A.J. DeBonce has been great. Darren Peterson at times, I think he was pressing against DeBonce. But I want to get to Caleb Wilson because people said he couldn't shoot. And you're right there in that country. And I know Boozer right there as well at 3, but everybody's kind of expecting what he's doing and what he'll do. But Caleb Wilson was the fourth pick, and people thought, well, he got injured. And it's not that he wasn't good. It was just he couldn't shoot, right? And then he goes out and scores 35 and hits 7 threes. He had a dunk the other day that when they slow-moed it, how far he was away from the rim, there was no way I thought he could get to the rim, and he does. The first 3 look really, really good, but are teams going to regret him even getting to 4 the way he's looked so far?
Yes, they will. I'm so glad it like your words just covered me like a warm blanket when you used the word.
That's what I do.
The top 4 in this draft, because as the college basketball guy who has seen all 4 of the top picks multiple times play in person, it was always a top 4. It wasn't a top 2. Hearing air quote NBA draft guy who doesn't pay attention to college basketball throughout the year tell me it's a top 2, and it's some separation between them and Boozer and Caleb Wilson. It made me want to fist fight in the street, John Lund. Just take my shirt off and fight people. Caleb Wilson has the highest physical ceiling of anybody in this draft. The physical tools that he has. And if you talk to the kid, which we've had multiple times, he's the type of guy that when you talk to him, you're like, oh, what do his parents do? Like, the way he was raised, he just says the right things. Even after the 35 points against Chicago, everything's about him, right? He just shattered the record and he proved himself and all that. He's asked about it afterwards. He goes, we lost the game. What are you guys talking about? Even in Summer League, that's the way that this player is programmed. He does everything the right way. Oh, he can't shoot. I'm like, do you see the way the shot looks? Like he He has all the tools, and he was the best dunker in college basketball last year. He's the only guy out of the top 4 that played the other 3 guys head-to-head in college. And in all 3 of the games, he was the best player on the court. Cam Boozer lost 3 games his entire career at Duke last year. One of them was the one time he played against Caleb Wilson. And yes, they required Avengers movies in order to Duke to lose, but it was that. It was that. And Caleb Wilson won that basketball game. He beat Darren Peterson head-to-head and was the better player on the court. I know, because I was there. They beat AJ. He played AJ Devonsa and had better numbers as well. The Caleb Wilson piece, this should be the takeaway from Summer League, but frankly, it's an indictment on the way that people talked about this draft, that he wasn't included with those top 3 guys and wasn't really considered for the top 1 or number 2 pick.
Yeah, look, I know what the Summer League is and what the Summer League isn't, but he just looks too good. He just looks really good. He's worked on his shot a ton. I think he's going to be a superstar. I think there are going to be teams that are going to go, oops. And, I don't know if it's going to be Boozer because he's going to be so solid. I like Darren Peterson. We'll see. DeBonsa looks great out of the gate. Maybe they're all just going to be great. Have a great time. I will be very disappointed if you don't make national headlines by asking uncomfortable questions in the ACC Media Day. I expect you to stand out there and for us to hear about you annoying someone today. That would be outstanding. Please do that.
Jim Phillips deserves it, the ACC commissioner, because I texted him asking him to come on the show a couple times the last few weeks. No response. But then when the Cubs beat the Orioles 2 out of 3 last week, he's a Cubs fan, I get a text. How about them Cubbies? And nothing about the response, the request that I made. Nothing. He can't avoid me today, but there better not be any baseball talk. No baseball talk. We're not talking about it.
Very nice. By the way, are you going to do dances on TikTok, or is this just going to be show stuff? Like, what are you going to do? You're going to pander to the people? You said you might take your shirt off a minute ago. Like, what are you doing?
Will is the one giving me direction. Will, is there an audience for that?
No. See what he needs to do. Fun is he needs to do like one of those ASMR videos with the ACC cookies. Like they have these cookies.
Yeah,
they do.
And so he needs to do like an ASMR type deal. I'll shoot it.
Yeah.
He can do it.
My mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, TikTok's a different animal, man. You can't just be doing, your normal stuff. You got to pander to the people. I can't wait to see it.
Let me know if there's an audience for that, okay? I just need to know.
Yeah, there is.
I think there might be.
You're the best.
Oh,
all right,
yeah,
boys.
there is. Oh, yeah, there is. For sure.
All right.
100%.
You guys have fun.
See ya. That's the great Josh Graham. Make sure you're hitting up his new TikTok and all social media at Josh Graham Show. And he's with the great Will Dalton. The reason I say that is because Will produces a lot of the shows that I'm on the weekends at until 3 a.m, where they put the real talent, by the way.
I love
it. Will do nothing against Westwood One Sports. Great place. Love it. But they'll put Will on for 3 consecutive shows. And by the end, he's just got nothing. Just nothing. And he's great. But it's you've just made this guy work on the radio for 12 hours. And I know people are driving around going, I dig ditches. I really work. I get it, man. I get it. But listening to us just yip yap for it's enough. And he's got to listen to 3 different dudes do that on the weekends. And it's by the end of it, it's 3 a.m. and Will's no moss. I've had it.
No
it's
moss.
Just, I'm telling you, it's mental warfare against Will. And I feel really bad for him, but he's
That's
good.
okay.
He's
We're
really
just
good.
about to make fun of him even more. Well, mental warfare against him because I love his accent. I love picking up the phone and calling both of them and hearing them just... Oh my gosh, that just did something for me.
I can't believe he didn't know the Odyssey was a book.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Some things get
well,
lost.
I'm no comment on that. No comment on that one.
She's that Southern education.
No, I wasn't good. You said it.
I'm from
you
the South.
said
I
it
can.
first. I didn't say nothing.
Yeah. I make fun of.
Look,
Southern
I come from
education
LA, LAUSD education
Right.
system. If y'all know, you'll know. But hey.
Yeah.
But I love them accents, though.
You're in a place, by the way, Culver City, California, which is where you're sitting right now, and they are one of the few that said no to an In-N-Out burger because the drive-through. Because I used to live at a place in Northern California, and you get off the on-ramp, and there's cars down the freeway. And it was like, so Culver City, where you are, said no more. And what they did is they banned drive-throughs. They banned drive-throughs in that city so that In-N-Out couldn't go there. It's like, if you're in the city, like, I get it, but you know how much money they would generate? And you take the taxes from all that. So all those people sitting in that line waiting for an overrated burger and fries I'm a Southern Californian. I'm not saying it's not great, but every time I drive by one and there's 100 people in line.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you
I drive by.
Go to the Habit.
I
go
drive
to Five
by.
Guys.
Exactly. I drive by and I roll my windows down and I go, overrated. I do every time. I know that didn't come along. That clapping didn't come along. Why are you holding a Whataburger cup up to that?
Talking about In-N-Out.
I've heard Lane Burger. Here we go again.
Leave California.
I love
Move out of
Burger
your own
Wars.
state. Explore the world. Explore the world.
I did that on purpose.
To explore Whataburger? No, thank you. Wait, no, hold on.
I love when you two fight.
For the it's funny that when one of the other reasons for not having the drive-through is also for pollution reasons. So how I brought up fireworks.
That's true.
They just don't want cars idling because it's bad for the environment, guys. Go walk. They want you to go walk.
So you're telling people to go spend an arm and a leg at Five Guys for a burger and fries and a shake. $80, guys.
Yes. Or McDonald's.
It'll be $80.
Or the Habit.
It's true.
Or any of the other burger places that are around here.
It's true. It's not cheap anymore, though. I'll tell you that right now. All right, let's reset the big story of the day, which is the All-Star Game. And if you're angry about it, you just don't understand. We'll explain that in about 40 minutes past the hour. A rousing above-average version of Lund's Last Call at 40 minutes past the hour. So don't go anywhere. It's a Drake Toll Show with John Lund, Addie, and Laurel. They'll continue to fight about burgers, and we'll tell you all about it next, only here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Thanks for joining us. Drake Toll Show. John Lund in for Drake the rest of the week. We appreciate hanging out with us here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Addie is here. Laura is here. You can check out Drake's YouTube channel if you'd like to see us, which we're all very beautiful people, so you should check out the YouTube channel here.
Let me go powder
on
my
Westwood
nose.
One Sports. Yeah, go powder your nose. We gotta look good, especially for an early show. Lund's last call, an above-average version of it at about 40 minutes past the hour. You're 17 minutes away from greatness. We'll try to be okay until then. But Alex Rodriguez, a little bit of that. The latest, I'm absolutely obsessed with the bison that knocked the grandpa up in the air and how many memes that is going to give us and all the funny things that people have done on the internet. I know that it is a cesspool and there's lots of weird stuff going on and people don't always like it. But when something like this happens, like when the bison did a press conference and all that, it's amazing. So we must discuss that and other things that you do not want to miss. We'll do that in 17 minutes. Real quick, you were talking about this during the break, and we don't like to exclude people from anything. So we'll get into the Major League Baseball All-Star Game and how you were likely watching it wrong in just a minute. Give me 60 seconds. So tomorrow you're going to join us from New Orleans, right, Addie?
Yes,
You'll be in New Orleans for the show tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
I once did a show. I was covering a national championship college football, and I once did a show from a place called the Bourbon Cowboy on Bourbon Street, which I'm sure you're very aware of. That it's got the because you were in Texas. Have you ever ridden a mechanical bull?
Of course I have.
There or anywhere else? You have?
Yeah.
Do pretty well at it? Did you do well at it?
Yeah.
Were you intoxicated?
No.
You're such a bad liar. You're the worst liar ever. No. Worst liar ever. So I go in there, and I hadn't been in there before, and I had my equipment. I was doing a radio show, and that's where somebody had sold the show, right? And so I go there, and I go, hey, I'm from X station, and I'm setting up equipment. And it was like 6 a.m, and people are still partying from the night before. And they go, well, we didn't know anything about it, but we'll clear a corner off for you. So they literally just put some road type stuff that they had in the back or something. They just put me in a tiny little corner, and people are partying around me, just raging. And it's 6 a.m. Like, they just don't stop. And what the guy basically told me was, we just clean areas. Like, we'll just kind of rope off an area, and we'll clean that area, and then we open it back up, and we do that, and we never really close. And so they did that. They kind of roped off a little area for me. They plugged all my stuff in behind a bar. And all I did was basically do play-by-play for 4 hours of people riding the mechanical bull. It was amazing. And people they're just 3 sheets. They're hammered. And they get 3 girls on there at once. One would get thrown off. She'd sit up. She'd get hit by the mechanical bull. It was the funniest show I've ever done in my life. I was just that's all I did. For 4 hours, supposed to talk about this national championship game and preview it and everything. And all I could do was I'm watching these people get on the mechanical bull, absolutely way overserved for 4 hours. It was unbelievable. Maybe the best show ever. Unreal.
Is that what I should do tomorrow in New Orleans? Is I should produce this show from a bar with a mechanical
bull? To the Bourbon Cowboy. I mean, you go to Patio Brew, you go to the normal places.
I can't go to Patio.
No, that's a bad spot.
I can't do it.
Bad spot.
I can't do hurricanes anymore.
Yeah, those are especially the ones on the street. You can do hurricanes, but then they have those ones on the street that are what is that thing laced with? It's unbelievable.
That makes me sick just thinking about it right now.
Yeah, no good. So you won't be on Bourbon Street though. You'll be.
No, this is a wholesome trip. I'm going to see my grandmother.
Okay.
Spend some time because I go there all the time, and so I just wanted to see her without partying because the past couple times I've been there, it's Mardi Gras.
Cool.
St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
So I need to actually go down there and have a good time. And then right after that, I'm booking it to England. So living it up.
Very nice. Look at you. It's very cool.
International
World
Woman
Traveler.
of Mystery. Yeah.
Very nice. I like it. All right. The All-Star Game, which typically, and I tried to warn people of this last week. I said, look, it's like going into an Adam Sandler movie and thinking it's going to be a Academy Award winner, an Oscar winner. It's not Oppenheimer, right? That's what Game 7s are. That's what championships are for. That's what the World Series is for. That's what Super Bowls are for. All those kind of things we build up, and those should be award winners. Those should be whatever your favorite Oscar-winning film is. That's what it should be. the All-Star game is like Adam Sandler. You have to get your mind right to go into something like that. So I tried to warn you last week. I said, this is the way to do it. If you have that mindset, you'll enjoy it a lot more than you expect something. So everything is based on expectation level. I like to use movies, whatever the case may be, however you do it. You go to certain things and you just expect something. An Adam Sandler movie is not going to win an award, but it's going to be 2 hours of entertainment. You go home. There doesn't have to be a sequel, prequel, anything like that, and you are satisfied, generally speaking. People go into all-star games, no matter what they are, but let's just use baseball because it was last night, and they have way too high of expectations. They think there's going to be an intensity level of the World Series, but then when Bud Selig made it mean something, people screamed and yelled about that. Now I saw articles that said they need to make it something. Here's what the all-star game is, to explain it for the millionth time. It's a celebration of baseball. So what they did with the Sandlot bit where the kids were riding the bikes and you had them come into the stadium and the players embraced them and players were holding sparklers and they had the big fireworks, and whether you're a fireworks person or not, Addie's not, I am. Lori's worried about the environment, totally respect all those things, but it was cool and they did all that and I thought it was awesome. I get it. It's a celebration of baseball. They mic'd up the guys, some worked, some didn't. The PCA one did. The Dylan Cease was kind of cool at the beginning, like not all of it worked. But it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be entertainment. We're supposed to celebrate the game. And then you're supposed to go home and you move on with your life. But too many people are writing articles today, as I knew they would, or discussing or social media. I haven't looked at or heard the talking head shows yet on the East Coast, but I'm sure they'll bitch and moan that it just wasn't good enough. And I even heard people say to do away with it. And it's like, you don't understand. It's about celebration. It's about everybody being in the same uniform. It's about Ray Charles, who's long gone. It was awesome. Miss America is out there singing. She's crushing it. Just the whole vibe of the night, if you understand what baseball is, and I'm trying to educate here, if you understand what baseball is as a sport, you understand what the game is. For those who are just purely thinking it was a 3-zip game, it was a 3-hitter, and the American League struck out 15 National League guys, that stunk. I get it. I get if that's where you're coming from. And you don't have to come from it from another angle. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you the best baseball can do is celebrate the sport at this point. It doesn't need to mean anything. It doesn't need to be 8-7. I'd like to see one of these swing-offs, by the way. It's kind of like penalty kicks. Like if the game's tied, they would have went into swing-offs, which would have been cool. I think Monday night with Jordan Walker winning the whole thing over Kyle Schwarber, the hometown guy, was awesome the way he came back. I think it was a huge success. Now, a lot of people would completely disagree, but I'm a huge baseball fan, and I understand what the game is trying to do. Now, Addie, you're a huge baseball fan, so I'll defer to you. What did you think of the All-Star game? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you think?
It's wonderful, but you do have to go into it not thinking that this is going to be Game 7 of the World Series. If you're going into it thinking that's what kind of game you're going to get, then you're going to be disappointed every single time. That's just how that is. The All-Star game is meant to be fun. That's why players are mic'd up. We talked about it earlier in the show. I absolutely love that they mic'd up Dylan Cease. I thought that was awesome. You got to hear him talk about what pitches he was throwing at that moment, and that is cool. That is awesome because for casual baseball fans, maybe you see something you don't know exactly. Oh, is that a sinker? Is that a curve? Like, it's awesome. He's telling you, hey, this is what it's going to be right here. And so you get to hear these players. All of the interviews are amazing. It's a fun time, and the guys are talking about it. You have the red carpet ahead of time, even like media day, home run derby. The entire All-Star week is to have fun. It's called an All-Star break. Like, it's supposed to be a break from the madness because they're about to get into the grind of the season. August and September are difficult months because you've been playing since, like spring training. We can go all the way back. You've been playing since February. You had like pitchers and catchers report in January. And so now they're tired. So this is why they get this awesome break, and it's supposed to be fun. And that's exactly what it was. That's why they're bringing out Boys to Men. That's why they're bringing out Patti LaBelle. They're bringing out all of these people. It's supposed to be a good time. So again, if you're going into it being very serious, like, oh my God, that was such a lame game, then sorry, you're going to be disappointed.
Well, what's interesting, too, is I don't know if there's another sport. Maybe the NBA, and everybody complains about that one, too, when you have the dunk contest and the guys are having a lot of fun and it's very fraternal. And it's the same thing. If you're angry about the game, if you watch, say, like the home run derby and how much fun the guys are having, Or if, Tom Verducci came out and interviewed Mike Trout, and here's Mike Trout, who's from Toms River, New Jersey, and the Phillies are his hometown team, and he hadn't started in an All-Star game since 2019 because of injuries, and what it meant to him that his family could see him play. Or they go to the interview of Justin Verlander, and Verlander's talking about, how much it meant to him that they made him an honorary All-Star, those kind of things, because he's going to retire, which, by the way, in Lund's last call, we've got A-Rod talking to Verlander, very awkward. Like, I was watching it, and it was very awkward. Anyway, I digress. Just what it means and what the tradition is and what baseball means and all that. And people can hate Philly all they want and say that they're not good fans. I'd say behind New York, probably the best sports city, to have it there and the fans get it and they're booing and all that. I know you hated the booing, but the Jordan Walkers, that was funny. I think the whole thing worked. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that disagree, and I'm not going to tell people how to be as a sports fan. But you're not understanding what the game is supposed to be. They're celebrating the game at the midway point of the season. You brought up a great point earlier. I don't know that if I'm Rob Manfred, and this just shows how much he doesn't understand the game. Even the people running the game don't understand. It's not the time for the hard questions. It's not the time to talk about 2027 and how you're going to have a lockout. It's not the time to talk about the merits of a salary cap. Like, I think that was misplaced, all of that. But it did as good of a job as you can do for an all-star game, and it's just about adjusting your expectation level to what it's supposed to be and understanding what it is, which is a celebration of baseball, which is what they did all night long. And those who just want to rely on the game itself and say, well, it was 3-0, it was a 3-hitter, and there were 15 strikeouts, and it wasn't a close game. You're being, sorry, be you do you, but you're being short-sighted and not understanding the game and what it's supposed to be. That's all.
Also, for there being that many strikeouts, you do realize that this is the All-Star game. These are some pretty damn good pitchers. So even Bryce Harper, when he was mic'd up and he swung at, it was filthy, and he even said that was disgusting. I'm sorry, guys.
It was garbage,
these are good pitchers. I mean, yes, they're good hitters too, but good pitching. Come on, guys. I would expect that. I'd be shocked if it was a high-scoring game. I would be like, oh. These are our all-stars. These are our all-star pitchers. This is what we brought out here.
Pitching generally hits. Good pitching generally gets good hitting. And like you said, there were so many. And they had 1 million cameras, which was really, really cool. I wish they'd do more of this. And the mic'd up stuff is okay. And like I said, PCA, Dylan Cease, there was a few that didn't work. But the camera angle where they've got it, coming in and you can see how nasty the pitch is, because we sit there as fans and go, how can you swing at that? It's like, dude, it looks like it's coming 100, and all of a sudden it drops off the table. Like, can you imagine? Like, I know we do that because I have a couple of adult beverages and I'm on the couch screaming at people, but then they show the angle of the ball, like like you're in the batter's box. I don't know how you could ever differentiate. I would swing at every pitch that came out of it. You just don't know. And the way that they throw splitters now and breaking pitches and changeups that just dive at the last second, I don't know how hitting a ball is the hardest thing in sports. I know playing quarterback, all these things. Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing in sports. And the way that these guys can throw nowadays, from going 100 to then, throwing stuff that dives at the last second, it's not even fair.
I felt bad for poor Shea Langoliers, who was the catcher for the AL, because he's the catcher for the A's. By the way, the A's who just fired their pitching coach, so not great pitching over there. Is it his fault? No, there's a whole bunch that goes into that. But he's now catching basically all of these Cy Young caliber pitchers, and they have him mic'd up. He's like, I'm sorry, I've never caught
in
this
the
guy
first
before.
inning.
Like, now he actually gets
that was
to
so
be a real
unfair.
pitcher.
Dylan Cease is just, he's holding his glove up if you didn't see it, and he's telling the pitch, which was really cool because then you could see, you could know what was coming. But they had both the guys mic'd up. And so Joe Davis, who, again, always catches flack because everyone hates the Dodgers and he's a broadcaster, he asked him, he goes, so what have your challenges been like? It was almost like being on a first date. It was just very awkward. And like you said, Langoliers is like, I've never caught Dylan Cease before. Could you give me a second? And he's asking him stuff. And I think after that, the producer probably said in his ear, Langoliers is scared as hell. Don't ask him. I think that's the only.
He's got 100 miles per hour coming for his face.
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't know. He's never caught this guy.
And
he asks him, he says, how have your challenges been? Yeah, exactly. He goes, how have your challenges been? Okay. And then that's all you heard from him. Because they just went to Cease to tell, what pitches am I going to throw? Anyway, there you go. You be you. You do you. But that's what the All-Star game is all about, just so you know. All right, it is time for Lund's Last Call. We've been telling you we're going to play this A-Rod stuff for you. The latest on the Bison. What's going to happen with the bison? I am obsessed with the bison. We've got to discuss that and other things so you can be a productive member of society. Lund's Last Call next on the Drake Toll Show. John Lund in for the rest of the week. Laura is here. Addie is here for your pleasure, only here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
The NFL.
Fashion shoots with Becky Hansen.
This is the Drake Toll Show. John London for Drake the rest of the week on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. By the way, top of the hour, don't go anywhere. Nick Costos, he's in. Nick Costos, and You Better Your Bet at the top of the hour. So you wanted the Jordan Belfort song, right?
Of course I did.
Right, Addie?
Of course
This is
I
requested
did.
by you. Good song. Good song. You know, the irony is he just paid off all of his debts. I think it was yesterday I read a story that, Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, finally has paid all restitution on everyone. That had to cost a ton. We have talked about the movie already today. But the Quaaludes, amazing. Matthew McConaughey. What is the best scene in that movie? I don't know.
It's the lemon scene. It's the lemon scene.
The lemon scene is amazing. Or what he thinks is happening versus what is actually happening. When he gets to the country club, amazing. By the way, amazing. Your Trump is top notch. I think that maybe, what was her name? What was her name in that movie? I don't know what she.
Well, she was the
anyway.
Duchess.
She was a Duchess, yeah.
I remember.
Amazing. She was amazing in that movie.
But it's the scene. We were talking about the scene during the break for the listeners. We were talking about the scene where he's on the phone and he can't talk because he has a limp. He's talking. She goes, "I can't understand you, Jordan. I can't understand a thing you're saying." There's a couple F-bombs in there, but
yes, exactly. But clean it up.
Wait, I haven't seen the movie in a while, so I'm like, wait, is it Robbie? You're talking about
Margot
Robbie?
Robbie.
Margot Robbie?
Margot Robbie, yes.
Okay,
she's
I was
so
like,
good.
okay, I can't remember
So
the
good
scene
in
you're
that movie.
talking about.
Yeah, she's got the broken
Margot
accent. Just unbelievable. All right, let's get to the 5 things you need to know to be a productive member of society. When I am here, we do a thing called Lund's Last Call, so let's hit it.
It's time for Lund's Last Call.
All right, let's start here. This is an amazing story. I don't think I think the memes are going to go on forever and ever and ever, and I think we're on the same page here. He's going to be fine. Apparently he's in a body cast, the grandfather, but he's going to be fine. So you got the bison that knocked the guy up in the air, which I'm sorry, with the suspenders and the whole thing. If you haven't seen it, what's wrong with you? I mean, the bison is doing press conferences now. Like, everybody, oh, man, social media and AI. Well, for these kind of situations, it's hilarious. Like, you've seen all sorts of stuff. Like, you saw him flipped up in the air, and then he's riding the bison. Like, this thing's unbelievable. I mean, it's just unreal. Unreal. And by the way, I have been to Yellowstone Park a couple of times. I've seen him go up to your car close enough. The thing was riled up. It's not the bison's fault. And I have good news for you. They were talking about maybe they were going to euthanize the bison. He didn't do anything wrong.
No.
So they are not going to euthanize the bison. The bison is going to be fine. They're not going to do anything to the bison. Why would they? Dude was in his space taking pictures. You could tell. Yeah. The bison was a bit annoyed. Started chasing the guy around. By the way, in those kind of situations, you're not supposed to run. That's what they tell you. When you go into Yellowstone, they give you a whole thing on it. You're not supposed to run because then the bison's like, woohoo, we're playing. Cool. And then, then you end up being a meme getting flipped up in the air. So, anyway,
it's so
good news.
He and his grandchild of some sort is just standing there, and then the bison,
So
see him in the air.
And the bison says, all right, we're going to play fetch. This is going to be great. So, anyway, the guy's going to be fine. And the meme is going to go on forever. Like, it's just got so many different things, you know? The meme is going to, like, great sports memes. Quarterback gets, hit or something. It's going to be that. It's going to go on forever. And the memes are unbelievable and the AIs and everything like that. All right, this is a tremendous story. So the biggest issue, and I don't know if people are afraid of driverless cars, the Waymos and everything. I take them all the time. I think they're great. You can put your own music on, you hang out. But the big problem that's happening right now is drunk people are falling asleep in the Waymos. So then they spark frantic 911 calls. And what's happening is there is a device that tries to, a person who actually goes in there, not goes in, but talks. It's like, hey, wake up, like screaming at you. And people are just passing out. And so what's happening is they're driving around because they know they can't, they've got a person in there and the thing just drives around forever. And then a person like wakes up in the middle of it's like, what's going on? So the biggest problem with Waymos right now and driverless cars is that people are late at night, because that's when you get them a lot of times. People are falling asleep and the thing's driving around for hours with a person in the back, and they're so drunk that they don't hear the person screaming at them to wake up. That's a problem.
See, there's a beauty in just getting an Uber with a real person when you're really drunk at 2 in the morning and you're sitting there with your eyes closed. You're like,
and they'll wake you up.
How long you been driving for Uber? Like that's an art. How long have you been driving for Uber?
It's the first thing you do. So anyway, there you go. Quit falling asleep in the Waymo. Yeah, I mean, I take them if there's a Uber, I'll take that, or a Lyft or something like that. But the first couple times, I think last October, it was during Halloween, and yeah, I was overserved. There's no doubt. But I took one on Halloween. It gives you a menu of things, songs and everything, and we played Monster Mash and cranked it to the loudest level you possibly could. He did the mash. He did the Monster Mash. And we just sang along. It was amazing. So that was what we did. Anyway, stop falling asleep drunk in Waymos. We got to get this one in. So we said this was very awkward. A-Fraud was doing an interview with Justin Verlander. Keep in mind during this interview that Justin Verlander was the 2nd overall pick of the draft in 2005. Never got DFA'd. But A-Rod doesn't know that. Take a listen.
Justin, first of all, I've been a huge fan of your career from day one when you stepped into the old Yankee Stadium and blew balls right by me.
Good memories.
For you.
You always have 3,000, so that's also
that's a one.
Yeah, of course.
10 against 1. No, but I also look at you as I look at Tom Brady, Jeter, Papi, Mariano as guys that played into their 40s and is doing it at a high level. But this is for the young ones that are out there watching. How do you explain being a late draft pick, being designated for assignment a couple times with two different teams, right?
Me?
Yeah, no?
That's wrong. You got the wrong notes.
I get it. No, but the question I have for you is, how have you been able to be so good for so long, and sometimes you even became a better pitcher late in your 30s?
I think it's just the ability to adapt. I think that's what separates great from good. I think a lot of guys are given talent, not a lot, but some obviously. When you play and you see the swath of talent at this level.
I have no idea. I don't know who gave notes. Maybe people don't like A-Rod, but he goes late round pick, DFA'd twice. He was the 2nd overall pick of the draft. The next year he made his debut and he was never DFA'd. Either he got bad information but you can't do that. What is wrong with that guy?
Your number one thing when you're up there is just to know the facts. Just know who you're interviewing. If you're going to interview someone, if you're going to talk to someone, know who you're talking to. I don't know what player he was thinking about. I had to look it up. Was he talking about Justin's brother?
Wait, do we not think he was trying to make a bad joke with that?
No, he was not. No, he was reading, this is a guy he's just
awkward.
Ron Burgundy reading the script, basically.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, someone's
Good call.
this is a joke, read it like this.
No.
I
think
he's like,
he genuinely
with
thought
a
that.
dry. Well.
From a worst moment to a best moment, I think we can fit this in there. So Pat McAfee show's gone on. Of course, Murakami, the power-hitting first baseman of the White Sox, and he's got an interpreter there as he's doing the interview. But music is the international language. Take a listen to this.
What type of music you like?
どんな音楽が好きですか？
名前がわかんないですけど、ストローキンっていう
Stroking, I like stroking. Stroking to the east. Stroking to the west.
I stroke you to the woman that I love.
Yeah. Stroking.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yes.
That was incredible. Do we have the song? I mean, this is a song from the 80s, and Addie turned me on to this. I didn't know this. The White Sox play that during batting practice, right? And so that's why Murakami knew it. McAfee picked up on it. This is from like the 80s. How cool was that moment? Like, that was so good. It was so funny because they knew it right away what he was saying, and he was trying to say the interpreter. Then they go, oh yeah, and they all know the song, and everybody starts singing it. They're laughing. That was awesome. That was really cool.
Outside strokers. It's awesome.
Well done. That was awesome. And finally, National Hot Dog Day is today, the 3rd Wednesday of July, celebrating the cured pork and beef sausage. Please don't tell me how it's made. It goes back to the 1890s. Americans consume 7 billion hot dogs between Memorial Day and Labor Day each year. My question is very quickly to you both. How come hot dogs haven't taken off like hamburgers? When you see hot dog joints every now and then, but it's not like hamburgers.
Hamburgers, ground beef, hot dogs, or lips, and you know what else.
But they're good.
They're
good.
We talked during the break.
They're really good.
Let me go to Wiener Schnitzel and get the 5 for $5 chili cheese
Yeah.
dogs. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah.
So good.
I'm not a chili
Glizzies.
cheese. If you're from LA, you know the LA street dogs, bacon wrap it, put
Oh,
some pico de
so
gallo
good.
on it, and we're good.
Oh yeah,
love
they
how
have,
you just said
whenever I go to Pasadena, they have like little carts that go hot dog.
Yeah,
hot
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
I'm like, no hot dog, no hot dog.
You can't resist. Like you walk out of a bar at like 2:30, and there they are, and you're just like,
They
oh,
know. And then they have those people.
so good. Or you walk outside of a baseball game, but they're not like a hamburger. They never took off, but it is National Hot Dog Day, so do with that what you will. All right, that's it. We will be back tomorrow and the next day. Addie will be at New Orleans, so we'll see if she holds her promise and can stay off Bourbon Street. We'll see. Thank you both. Awesome as always. This is Drake Chill Show with John Lund. Remember, up next, You Better, You Bet. Nick Costos is in. He'll take you through the next show only here on Westwood One Sports and the very downloadable Westwood One Sports app.